to thinking why we used to be so high in life. Without you, I don't feel alive. So I'll just keep on being high, high, higher than the sky. Tell me, are you there for me even when I try? Keep on being high. Without you, keep on being high. Without you, keep on being high. I know that you're feeling forsaken, mistaken, wish you were another man. I remember feeling awakened, mistaken if you thought I'm in that place where you want me to be. But I don't want to want you back. So it's easy to see when I'm high all the time. 'Cause I have lost you, get the thinking why we used to be so high on life. Without you, I don't feel alive. So I just keep on being high, high, higher than the sky. Tell me, are you there for me even when I try? Keep on being high. Without you, keep on being high. Without you, keep on being high. I know that you're feeling forsaken, mistaken, wish you were another man. I remember feeling awakened, mistaken if you thought I'm in that place where you want me to be. But I don't want to want you back. So it's easy to see when I'm high all the time. 'Cause I have lost you, get the thinking why we used to be so high on life. Without you, I don't feel alive. So I just keep on being high, high, higher than the sky. Tell me, are you there for me even when I try? Keep on being high. Without you, keep on being high. Without you, keep on being high. Lying in the darkness, wondering if you're heartless. 'Cause you don't let me see the lights. That you don't really want me, you just wanna call me. But only on the lonely nights. You give me just enough that I don't give up. You give me just enough to keep me begging for your love. Locked away, you save me for a rainy day. Locked away, till you need me, I'll stay. Locked away, and you don't care, it hurts to wait. Locked away, locked away, locked away, locked away. Locked away. I cannot escape this, even though you make it. You make it seem like I'm still free. But baby, just admit it, you would fucking miss it. 'Cause you like the hold you have on me. So you give me just enough that
Welcome to the Boise State Esports Arena. Today you are joining us for 2 rounds of Valorant, one in NACE Star League and one in Mountain West. We got the Mountain West match against Utah State set to go later tonight, but right now we have got Boise State going up against Akron in the NACE Star League Last Chance Qualifiers. I'm your host, Jacob Palmer. I am joined by Dallin Stearns. Call all of the action for you this Monday. Beautiful Monday, I just got to say right off the bat. Nice 61, finally getting out of the winter. And similarly, the competition is also heating up because we are in the Last Chance Qualifier. It's win here or go home. Boise State having to try to get into the playoffs going up against Akron. And this is a tough opponent. They are 4th seeded. Boise State's in the teens, whereas Akron is 4th seeded. So when you play a lot of ranked Valorant, when you're going into a match that you know is going to be difficult, you know it's a tough opponent you're going up, what do you personally do to help you get in the zone, and maybe something the team can employ here as well?
I think one of the most important things to have to employ is confidence in yourself and trying to keep up your attitude throughout the game. If you're going into that first round and you can just tell right off the bat, oh, this is not going to be too fun. You just got to make sure that you're keeping yourself positive, and you got to keep yourself confident when you're going into these interactions, when you're taking these fights. Because if you don't have that, you are setting yourself up for a loss. It's a dangerous road. Dangerous road. Don't go down that road.
Well, I'm sure you aren't the only one who has some advice to give. We also have got our own Doc Haskell, who has his keys to the game in Valorant all ready to go for these players. And the keys to the game are going to be to chat your strats every round, stay off of the copium,
of course,
take out your one, and check your angles, please. I like how he's being extra polite here, please. It's all brought to you by Drop-In Gaming, the premier online platform for gamers who seek competition. Play your favorite games through to win cash and prizes through free and paid entry matches and tournaments. Whether you're new to the scene or a seasoned veteran, Drop-In Gaming has the right games and competition for you. So I'm looking at the lineups here, Dal, for Akron and Boise State, and we are pretty darn even in terms of ranks. Almost everyone is an ascendant, so could honestly go either way here, but I might be cautiously optimistic for the Broncos here. Not seeing, any back pocket radiance, that someone might bring out.
Yeah, I mean, I can absolutely see that. There's a lot of little, as we go into Sunset it looks like. We're going to get our borderline obvious picks like Cypher, so that way you can play on the B site. Usually have an Omen, but it looks like there's going to be a little differentiation in terms of Boise State, I believe, going with 2 smokes instead of just 1. Could be interesting. I want to see how that plays out.
Yeah, instead Akron's gonna instead go for choosing the Sova instead. Has a little bit more information gathering with that dart, but not quite as much Sentinel, although they're probably going to go with 2 smokers as well. That's been kind of the main state of play for recent history. A lot of double controller picks.
Well, it looks like it's going to be 2 smokes to 1 smoke.
All right. Boise State going up against Akron. The Zips versus the Broncos. Who will take home the gold? You got Team A and Team B here. Which is going to win? Team A or B? Vote
great. Now
in the chat right now. Just type A or B, and we will tabulate their results live as they come in.
It's that simple. It's just A and B. Obviously, I have my qualms with this map, and I believe that many people do. I think that there's a little bit of an over-reliance of certain characters on this map specifically. Obviously, I was talking about it earlier. Cypher on that B site. The entry trip to just completely cut off anyone from pushing site, it is so brutal. It's so vicious, and there's nothing you can do about it unless you have, on both teams, like we did see, a Raze or someone else to take those out before you push the site. If you don't have that, it's a no-go. You just can't not push it. As unfortunate as it may be, Cypher is very, very important on these maps. And as we look, you can already see
Boise State on defense.
Master's already set up, prepared for the B site push, but looks like Akron's going to be pushing A. with the Cypher alert.
They're already smoking off Boise State's players, but there's still 2 on site. They might actually try a rotation. Might be able to catch out the Sova. Get a few shots on him. They'll throw out the Hawk, force the team to turn around. Gets a few shots. Damio picks up a double, and it's a 2-for-2 trade. Both teams sitting at 3, and the spike has not gone down. In fact, it looks like Akron might be starting to rotate on over and rethink their strat.
With Sova left being 1 shot, it's more like 2.5 to 3 here. You got to be very careful, especially when you're pushing this B side, because as soon as that trips goes down, you're going to see all the players of Boise State turn. They found my wire. Immediately go. Yep, there they go.
Immediately starts to look through the camera as well. It's a nice camera angle too. He gets the watch, spots out the Cypher, so even more confirmation. Boise State is still going to have their raise, though, hang around A, just in case there is some shenanigans. There's still enough time, theoretically, for Akron to rotate over, but they seem pretty darn committed toward B as Rariana's ready to round the corner.
Yeah, with all 3 on site.
Nice snake bite, gets a hit around the corner, lands 1 with the snake bite and 2. Arceus and Bugs drop down, and now there's just the Cypher forced back into the corner. Boise State now can just watch that spike. Wait for the Cypher to come to them.
I didn't even notice that they didn't get the spike planted down. So at this point, oh no, no. Okay. Okay. We don't need one of those moments this early into the game, please.
Take the win and let's just move on.
I mean, it happens to everyone, and especially with the Classic. The Classic, I don't know what it is, but that gun, it's evil. I sense some like eldritch horror being inside of that gun at any opportunity. You get the simplest kill of your life? No, those bullets are going nowhere nearby where your opponent is looking at.
Everyone wants to try to get that right-click clip, you know? They want to try, share it to socials. Look at this awesome right-click I got on the Classic. It's like, no, I got other plans for you.
The right-click is a lie.
Oh, that's a good, they should put that on the t-shirt. That's words to live by. Right now, Akron coalesced around mid. They got their spike holder. Trying to look through. Boise State is smoked off, but they're still placing a lot of attention onto it. They've got a tripwire right between mid and their own spawn. And 1 rotation over this Sky could prove to be decisive in a good flank in a minute or 2 if they decide to go through their spawn.
Well, after mid-top smoke, it looks like they're going to try pushing directly through it, but they got to deal with the Cypher trip.
And Boise State has got some great cross angles on here. Oh, they are ready.
Reyna did see Cypher there.
Oh my goodness, that's a dangerous sight, and Damio manages to pick it up, a 1-for-1 trade. When you got that many people against you, I'd say I'd be happy with that.
Absolutely. On a save round, if you're able to take 2 out and still going even, yeah, it looks a little bit like it's in Akron's favor here.
Uh-oh, the flanker might become the flanked. We have got Prestige taken out.
But can you flank the flanking flanker?
No, we'll
that's what Viper's going to figure out.
How far can we go? Is it going to be the mean of everyone in the church pews just one behind the other? And will Boise State be at the end of that line is the main question. Trying to go around the corner onto the point. Has a tripwire to deal with. Takes it out. Goes for a split push, but the Cypher is going in before Boise State's Rariana. Master gets taken out by Vorces, and now this is going to be a tough retake by Rariana.
Takes
Finds, nice idea with the spray transfer, but Akron picks up the Thrifty. When you have that big of a gun advantage, not how you want things to turn out.
I don't think enough teams appreciate or like recognize how huge pushing mid-top can be, because usually for most, like they recognize that that's defense territory. We don't want to push that territory. But if you do push that, if you get 1 smoke to cut off A or B and you just walk over to A, it takes so much space. So once Akron was able to push through that smoke, through that trip, it just became so much easier for them. It's a big risk, but if you're able to get through it, it pays off very well. Like Vorces is going to take out 2.
Spike down mid.
Well, I mean, just like that, 5v5 has become a 2v4, and it's not looking good. Both players of Boise State on B, and that's just going to give them free roam.
Yeah, they all positioned quite up far right now in mid around that corner, and all got mowed down in 1 foul swoop.
I mean, in a way, I do understand, because for them, for Boise State, this is a save round. So you saw everyone locking in with the Sheriff. So, I mean, you got to you got to try something a little bit stupid, try to see if it works out. And unfortunately, in this case, it didn't. And I say stupid because it's something that I would do. I'm the type of guy.
I appreciate the self-humility.
I'm the type of guy who would be like, oh, okay, we're on a save round. I'm pushing mid. There's going to be someone who peeks me. I'm going to take him out instantly, and then I die. And I'm like, oh.
Hey,
okay.
The fact you're willing to blame yourself already puts you miles ahead of the most people you'll meet in solo queue.
You got to have a little bit of self-humility. And, I mean, for a save round, I think, although the point is going to go to Akron, I think there is a debate that could be said. I mean, for what it's worth, it could have been a lot worse.
No, I think if you're in a save round, you take out 2 people from the other team. I have said multiple times I kind of consider that to be a de facto kind of win position. 2, I'm happy. 3, I'm really happy with how a save round goes. It's all just about taking away the credits here and there. Speaking of credits, Boise State going all in on their rifle round. It's going to have to be a must-win for them.
Well, I mean, in terms of guns, it's looking pretty similar with a little bit less shields for BSU. Gonna be a mean mid push here. Could look like. Breaks the door. Omen gonna try and peek. It doesn't see anyone in there. Looks like we might get something here.
Prestige, he has a crosshair placement. Lines up, lands the headshot, but he had the Phantom.
You know what that is? It's a Phantom moment.
And he gets taken out by the other Phantom.
Too many a time.
Them's the breaks. But now you tell your team someone's won, that breach is won, anything will take him out.
And at this point, you will not be surprised if you do not see, if you don't see Sky with a Phantom for any point in the rest of the game.
Uh-oh, Rairiana gets caught out in a nasty 2v1. That's cleared out A for Akron to move up.
Oh, with the plant down. If they can take out the spikes, it could be huge. Oh,
Master! Oh my goodness.
Ouch, ouch.
1 health and a prayer is all that he has. Tries to push it through. Oh, and he's forced to look away because of the blind. They perfectly coordinate that with some crossfire, and Akron cleans up Boise State, goes up to 3-1.
Well, I mean, they're going to have to go back down to a save round. You get a little bit more cash because it's 3 losses in a row. But, I mean, at some point you got to wonder. It's like, do we want to keep treading down this path, or do we just want to try and risk it again? If they do lose this, they are going to be able to full buy with guns again. But yeah, it's not a great start thus far.
Boise State tried to change it up a little bit by going into Courtyard last time when they had all sheriffs. This time they're being a bit more defensive-minded. They're trying to hold some cross angles on B. Smoke goes through. Rolling Thunder runs right into Damio. He throws out the blind in a response. It's not keeping him at bay, however. PokeChamp gets the pick onto Skelesis with the headshot. Boise State, all of them have a bit of damage against them. Now the 2 undamaged who are holding down A come in to rotate.
Ooh.
Nice headshot by Prestige. This is still doable. It's 3v2 if they can land another headshot like that. Now it's 2v2 and the triple. Prestige, you did your job, and it's a 1v1. Can he find it? He gets the neural theft, though. He knows where he is. It's the neural theft in the end to clutch it. But oh, that was a fun round to watch.
So close. So close.
But on a save round.
On a save round? 3 sheriff headshots? Are you kidding me? Yeah, it's pretty huge.
In case you were wondering how these teams did in the regular season, Akron has a 6-1 record in their division, whereas Boise State sits at 4-2. Akron only lost to 1 team. Can you guess what that team was?
Who was it? Don't scoff at me like that. I'm curious to know, and I'm not good at. Oh man, just look at that again.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got no clue.
None other than Fisher, the Fisher Falcons.
Of course it was Fisher.
So when you say that's the only team you took a loss to, that's a pretty formidable team to go up against. Meanwhile, both teams are going to be even for this round. It starts out with a 1-1 trade for a piece. Boise State hanging on to 1 ultimate. They've got the Seekers, whereas Akron has the teleport, but kind of a pseudo-ultimate. Not really as impactful as the others, as Boise State uses their Seekers right now. Gets the angle onto Vorses around the side. Oh, almost gets a nice flick. Finds the headshots though. Prestige has been popping off for the last few rounds. Picked up a triple in the last one, a double here. And Boise State gets a much needed win.
Well, I mean, yeah, absolutely. It was a much-needed win. It's going to be up 2-4 now. I mean, it could be a lot worse, and there's definitely still time to turn this around. Yeah, I'm not sure about what Master's doing though. It looks like he's the only one who hasn't got a gun yet. He could try and run it with the classic. I mean, okay, Guardian. That makes way more sense. Yeah. And it looks like we might get another mid push here. Scout's just going to try and just hold back a little bit, wait for him to push up a little bit too far.
Early Sovadart into mid, doesn't find anybody.
I'm not sure if that door's broken or not.
No, I don't think...
okay, there we go.
Yeah, it is, okay. Never mind, don't listen to me at all. Everyone just kind of waiting each other out for this match. Boise State has brought the Neural Theft online, but that can't be confidently ripped unless they get a good first pick, and even then it's got to be in the right position. Boise State uses their teleport, checks through B. Probably got the view on the two pushing up there through Akron.
Yeah, they're just waiting. Everyone's just waiting for something. Smoke off mid-top again. Looks like they might be trying to take a little bit more mid-territory.
Skelis might have a good angle against him if he has the crosshair placement lined up. Teleport way back into defensive spawn. Doesn't see anybody, but that's still information to give over to the Zips. Now they all coalesce for a push on to A.
30 seconds
Getting down to the wire, but they have got to go, go, go. They've got the Cypher still lurking in B, and Boise State takes him out, so now it'll be a 5v4. If they can get back in time. Master gets a good shot with the Guardian, bringing the Zips down to 3.
That's a nice little Cypher one-way there. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Oh!
10 seconds
Slow
left.
motion.
Very well-placed aftershock.
He'll follow that up with the smoke, making Masters push up a little bit more uncomfortable. He picks up the only Phantom. Moves in, tries to get the reach off guard,
here's him jumping. Yeah. I think Master could hear him trying to jump all the way back. He's like, oh, that's an easy cutoff there. Really nice retake there from BSU.
And they've now brought online 2 more ultimates. They got the Viper's Pit and Showstopper in their inventory. Meanwhile, finally, that big credit advantage that Akron had is finally starting to be whittled down here. This will probably be a forced save. I mean, they're already having to settle for 1 Guardian this round, so it will push them to a save round if Boise State wins the next. But we've seen Akron, no stranger to picking up thrifties. Around the corner, throws out the hawk, gets caught though by the breach, and D10 collects with a headshot. Boise State now still has 2 left in Museum. Trying to push through, but a few shots through smoke, doesn't find anything. They've already abandoned that and are moving over toward A again. Rariana, look out for him.
Just looking for a little bit more pressure. Looks like Rariana's going to step all the way back. We're just waiting once again. Going to be playing a little... It feels like they're playing it a lot slower than they were in the first couple rounds.
Few jump peaks around the B main corner. D10, nice cross angle onto Damio. Turns that into a Neural Theft. Skelis now has to reposition. Early, the 2 ticks, though, are going to keep Akron aware of where he is. He gets caught in the breach util as well.
Ooh. I think the positioning was nice, but unfortunately, the satchel does make sound when you use it, so they kind of went in with the expectation and moved over to the right side. And well, with another 2 to 5, I think they're just going to either say, yeah, it looks like it's going to be a save. An understandable move. And we're all just going to sit and wait patiently.
Best thing you can hope for is that Akron gets a bit too greedy and goes searching for you, but it doesn't seem to be on the menu right now. They'll probably move out as a team. If they come across one, they'll at least get a contest as a group. Boise State keeping watch over everything with their cameras. Spike gets detonated, and that'll do it for this round. Boise State deciding to play it safe, keep their rifles, move on to a next round.
Yeah, I mean, again, it could have been a lot worse. Could have been a lot better, though.
I mean, hey,
So-
when you consider that they're able to do a full buy here, it's well worth it.
Yeah, absolutely.
And if you look at the KDAs too, it's not too much different between both teams. There are a few differences here or there, like between their second or fifth place player, but other than that, Boise State and Akron looking to be really good opponents for this stage in the tournament. Breach Util thrown out through main. Prestige hiding behind. Not going to get spotted by the bomb bot. If he were to fire through smoke, though, he wouldn't find anybody. Instead, it's a lot of pressure being placed onto courtyard.
All of these Akron players out mid. It looks like they're going to be doing a similar play to that they were doing a couple rounds before. Pushing up to this mid top. It's going to be a huge position advantage if they're able to push this.
They're not going to be going through A. Prestige has smoked that off with his Viper's Pit.
But with four people all pushing one guy, yeah. And that's going to be a clear B site.
They used the Rolling Thunder to get B, but no one from Boise State was there, so... Find, Prestige might have a nasty pinch situation, although he finds the raise right out there, and B wasn't even looking at him. And Boise State has a chance again. They're going to be able to get the neural theft. That's huge. They'll get 2 pings on where everyone is. Throws the dog out through market. They are smoked off. Hawk around the corner to blind. Gets the blind through, and Ririana picks up 1.
2v2.
Sticking down with the spike, but they have enough time. They bait out the defuse. Try to double peek around the corner. They get Arceus, and yeah.
At that point, it's a matter of who can take the pick first, and it looks like Akron was able
A
to
bow
do
and
it.
arrow is old-fashioned, but sometimes old ways are best.
I mean, this is to be expected in terms of KDA. You have PokeChamp at the top, 8-5. Again, these B-side, these general just Cypher trips and setups that you can do on this map are a little too much. A little too much for me. I think that's the best way to put it. And I think that goes for most players as well, because if you don't have a race to instantly take out these trips, they're so difficult to deal with. Looks like it's just going to be a big fight for mid here.
Boise State gets the first pick with a stinger. Being in a save round, any elimination they can get is a small victory in and of itself. Keeps Akron the main push back for the moment.
Looks like they might be trying to re-push this mid here, but I think it's going to be very slow if they decide to do that. With the door closed, yeah, it looks like they're going to be able to take the whole position, but I don't know. Do you think they're going to be pushing up through mid-top again?
It worked out for them before, so they might go to what they know is a good strategy. The question is, Boise State, Scalisis has the opportunity for a great cross angle, but every time he's positioned up here in market, he hasn't been able to get a pick. He'll dodge the blind, throw out the nade, quick peek around the corner, hope for a bit of chip damage. Doesn't look like it hit any of the zips. And the zips now slowly move back on over to A, so they won't go up for mid-top. Instead, take a more traditional route toward A.
Oh, I mean, with the Cypher trip set up.
Careful now.
They trigger the tripwire. Boise State gains a bit of time against Akron, and Master just fires right through, finds a headshot through all the smoke. Boise State now up at a 2 advantage. They'll move in to collect the final 3. Trade 1 for 1, but Boise State can afford that. Nice 3-on-1, and Boise State takes the round, bringing it back up to 4-6.
What a massive through smoke pick. I mean, the fact that, it was a little tiny bit lucky given the fact that, he did shoot the incorrect person, but having 3 people all set up trying to push through that elbow, getting a pick there is going to, put Akron on edge, and they're going to be like, okay, it's going to be very scary if we continue to try and push this. And obviously it didn't end up working out for them.
It's an educated guess.
It's an educated guess, and it played out very well for them.
And oftentimes, that's something that'll pay off dividends in terms of the amount of eliminations you can get. Whether you hear it's the spike being defused or, You see the bullets coming through smoke, and you can kind of deduce where the person's shooting from. Being able to guess correctly, with evidence, of course, is a very good skill to have in Valorant. Around the corner, Skelis almost gets taken out by the Omen. Throws out the bomb bot as well. It's going to put pressure onto the Omen. He tries around the corner, but Vorsis just has his number, has the crosshair lined right up on his face. Gets him with one shot.
3 more members there. Tried to save Raze, wasn't there in time. So they're going to slowly dial back, it seems. And with a reposition, potentially pushing B site. Yep, smokes are going to go out. And with the Raze nade, that's going to give him the signal. Okay, there's no trip there. We can push this. Clear out the entirety of market as much as they can.
Oh! D10 picks up 2. Bugs with the neck. All back down to Master at this point. Can he at least pick up 1? But it's Vorsis. He's been the top fragger and the biggest threat for the Broncos, and he does not let up in market.
Vorsis has been pretty scary. I have neglected to mention or also really focus on it, but yeah. Vorsis and Bugs. There's been a lot more, I mean, usually in games like this, you would expect, you know, okay, our duelist is going to go top fragging. But it looks like there's like a lot more like team-based plays, and that's what's leading to, you know, these smokes or these initiators playing so well. And it looks like it is going to be another half buy once again for the Broncos.
Best case scenario, they end the half 7-5. Still anyone's game, and a nice shot with Prestige, but with the util, Prestige pays for it. So it ends up only being a 1-1 trade. We see State Rariana might try to peek through the smoke. See a lot of people in the side though, but doesn't push through quick enough to be able to get that opportunity. Back, Master might have. He gets spotted out by the dart, and immediately the Hunter's Fury is placed on him. He's trying to do the dance, but he is found pinched. And hey, if it's used for neural theft, I'd say that's a great play by Akron. They're up 1, now know where all the remaining Broncos are. Rarion trying to hop up, do a quick snake bite, might get the drop down here on this Omen, but Bugs finds him out, takes him, and Boise State has only Skelis left for a few seconds, and Akron gets it to 8-4.
That little sneak through the smoke there, I've never seen anyone like pull that off. Because usually, you know, once you try and push that smoke, it feels a little bit more like a one-way, but he made that look so easy. Ugh.
I mean, I do enjoy, you know, regardless of how competitive you feel about this stage, I do enjoy the aesthetics. All the classic LA Art Deco, taking me back to my LA Noir days.
Where's the smog?
The smog?
Where's the pollution?
Look, see the haze in the background?
This is not
you
the
cannot
LA
see.
I know him of.
I mean, it's better than it is, but it's still, there's always going to be a little bit of haze in LA.
Yes, there is. Well, I mean, a lot of small shields being brought out, a couple ghosts, pretty standard. Now the Broncos are going to be doing something similar to what Akron was doing in the first round, with 4 pushing one side and 1 holding on the other.
Oh no. Throws out a satchel for the time being. D10 finds a wall bang right onto Rariana. Boise State then decides to full commit. Can they find this Omen? He's hiding in the smoke. Oh, how did he miss those shots? It is the classic, of course, so anything goes. Vorsis picks up Skelis. Oh my goodness.
The right click is a lie, the right click is a lie.
Oh.
How many times?
Someone is pleased the classic gods today. Vorsis picks up a double. Master only able to pull off a 1-1 trade. Vorsis goes up to a triple, and Akron takes the first round.
I don't trust no classic. Evil gun. Evil. Something about it. I don't know. It just never
I don't care
seems
if it
to
is
work
free.
properly.
Frankly, they should be paying me credits to use it.
True. Exactly. It's like negative 150 for using the... Now you're thinking. Knowledge. Look at these shirts here. Wow. Pretty boring designs. It's not quite fit the LA aesthetic.
I mean, I'm seeing the same white dress 3 times just on same racks beside each other. So
it's a nice dress.
It is.
Yeah.
I mean, it's unique in that it's unique,
Why,
not repeated.
Why is this at a pawn shop? I don't know. Interesting. Interesting decision.
What happened to that dress to make it qualify for pawn shop?
The bride died.
We're going to have to leave that mystery for right now. It's LA. Anything could have happened. But right now, Boise State trying to recover. They're going up to mid-top, trying to push their Omen through. Bugs again gets a pick on Aureliana. He's been getting these first picks for Akron quite well. In fact, Boise State, they were all the way on A. That's quite a long ways to push up when you're the one lurking.
Just trying to find this pick here. I mean, getting held. I mean, hiding inside of the smoke, yeah, you just want to dial back a little bit. Looking for something, anything here. It's a pretty awkward position to be in, especially for a save round.
Here.
Master gets a good pick with the Sheriff.
They've got to be taking these picks together.
Nice prestige.
As long as they stay of one big collective, I think they're able to take these fights.
They'll get the spike down. Credits for that. Grab victories with the dog. Look in the corner.
Oh, no!
Passes him by. Didn't see through the smoke. D10 gets one with the Sheriff. It's traded back with Master. 2v1 unless Prestige swings out, gets a headshot on one, but Forces still survives. It's the Sheriff. It's the Sheriff. You disappoint me, Cole Phelps.
There's a lot going on that round that I want to point out. Point number one. That Skydog, it was just unfortunate. There's like a little tiny corner. It just didn't clear it entirely, and I think that, unfortunately, was the catalyst to them losing that round. I also want to point out Vorce's like fake TP into itself. I admire how at that point it was just no hesitation. That was a fake TP. I'm gonna keep holding that spot, and unfortunately, while he wasn't able to get the kill, he was just consistently like, no, he is there. I know for a fact that he is hiding behind there. He's trying to trick me. I will not be fooled.
That's your analysis, my analysis. Get back in there and raise some lumps, boy.
All right.
Oh, nice.
Wow.
That's exactly. See, you just need a little bit of motivation, and Damio gets the first pick on to Bugs. And I'd say good riddance. Bugs has been getting the first pick, First Blood, so many times against Boise State. Nice to turn that around. They're trying with a push on to A again, but there's a lot of util they got to go through. Satchel out to get past all of it. Skeletons will flesh out one, and it's Vorce's good top prime target for the Broncos. And they'll probably get the plant down off of this. Have plenty of time to defend.
Well, one flanking, one main, and then one backside, or more like two backside.
Scout destroyed.
It all just comes down to if this race can get a pick here. Gets one. Okay, gets traded though.
Ooh, trying a few wall bangs through the crate. Prestige, nice deduction on where he is through the smoke. Arceus picks up one with the Sheriff, and now Boise State has 3v1. Ooh, man. Akron is just deadly on their headshots. They've consistently been getting picks. 3v1, it will be a team ace for Boise State, but I mean, it's a victory, but when a team is that far down in guns and they're still trading 1v1 every single time, that's rough.
There are so many players that are just so consistent with these Sheriffs and all of these, you know, sidearm weapons. It's absurd. Scary, even. Well, I mean, as we go into this next round, pretty much a full buy on both ends. Nothing too shocking. A similar strategy as well, with Rihanna just holding on the safe side, waiting for someone to push up too far. Might be going back towards the team, though.
Move back by the Cypher, though.
I've got your
position. Seekers go out to start the push onto B. It's spotted out though. Sansos lands it onto Pokechamp. Boise State up 5-4. Prestige will go down for the plant. Now they'll quickly get on out of there, move into post plant. Maybe try to get a pick through through courtyard. It's where Rihanna spots the tip of the barrel, but D10 recovers and lands a beautiful headshot onto Rihanna.
Yeah, that was a mean, like, yeah, I don't even know what to call that. It just, ooh, that was a mean shot.
Oh, gets out.
It's one,
Finds two. They weren't even looking. They should have thought that there was still a lurker through courtyard. Castillo has a triple, and it's bringing back this round for the Broncos. Master cleans up, and the Broncos are still in the fight.
Sometimes it just like comes down to that lurking player. If they're able to position themselves well enough and timely enough, it can sweep the entire round, and we especially saw it in this round. Just a little bit patience as well, because he could have just saw the raise and immediately started firing, but peeked out a little bit more so he could prepare himself to who he was going to flick to next.
Set up a nice brace transfer and collected, and Akron is finally on an honest-to-goodness save round. Of course, they have so many sheriffs, and I'm actually a little bit worried now considering how good they've been on the sheriffs. If they had all classics, I'd be just fine.
Now, I'm confused with what's happening here. They're playing way too defensive. But, I mean, I guess I do understand in terms of it being a save round for Akron.
Yeah, I think they were actually predicting this from Akron. They were thinking Akron's going to probably try to change up his strategy, try to get right in our faces. So I think Boise State actually read Akron's strategy, and it paid off for them in the first blood.
With a little bit of a baked ult there.
Oh, finds a Cypher. Nice push through the smoke. Get some help with the paint shells. Forces hanging out around the corner. They'll move back into the smoke, try to dodge the pings. The fire going through those smokes, and a little bit of damage is placed onto the Sova and Breach as a result. Forces, nice headshot by Prestige, takes him out. Boise State now is the strongest player gone from the Zips. 2 left to take. Boise State holding down both angles, but Bugs picks up 1 with his Sheriff. Boise State down to 4. Time running out for the Zips, and Arceus and wallbang. These Sheriffs are just too nasty.
Arceus on the Sheriff is so scary.
Skelesis and Damio, though, bail out the Broncos, and now we're back to just 3 rounds separating. Boise State really coming alive in attack. They've won 3 rounds in a row. And if they can beat this round, it'll be another save round for Akron. Might be able to bring this within 1 and 2 if they win this one.
I mean, even looking at like the...
Also, I just want to say quickly, the Broncos not the superstitious type in terms of their KDAs. They are going 13 all out.
That is a lot of 13s.
Hopefully that is their lucky number. Anyway, as you were saying.
I was just saying, I mean, you can see it in terms of like the general like score as it's progressed, but like it actually isn't like as one-sided as you'd think. I mean, with it right now being 7-10, it's still absolutely anyone's game. And like with a Broncos push towards mid, gives them a lot more opportunities in terms of where they want to strike. Smoke themselves out. With 2 pushing A, 3 pushing B.
They're going to get as much ground as they can off of those walls, move into elbow, slowly move around, but this is the part where that Cypher is traditionally set up. All this U-telling has got the camera, a whole bunch of tripwires down. Boise State got to be very careful.
Those are some scary trips.
With the satchel, though. Okay, both tripwires gets a good high ground view. Now starting to take them out there. The might force Pokechamp to peek around. Teleport right onto the point. Pokechamp with a double through the smoke. Gets Boise State. They trigger a tripwire. Instantly, Hunter's Fury put on them. Skelesis, can he dodge them? Looks like he does, but his team has fallen on the point and goes through the smoke to see a nasty sight. A 3-on-1 triple peek. He can't aim at all of them at the same time, so it's just Master to try to bring this back, and he can't. Already had a good defuse on it. Not enough time for him simply to work with.
That retake was very, very fast. So much happening at once. I think just like all of that collective pressure is what led to Akron taking that one. Because like I think, was it 2 ults that got used there at once? I mean, it definitely put Rayon on the back foot once he started getting targeted by the Sova ult. There was just like so much.
I thought he was in the clear, honestly, from the tripwires when he satcheled in so well. He already took out 1, but that last remaining one hit him, and immediately the Hunter's Fury. I mean, that was great coordination with your team. And I mean, hey, when you know the tripwire is going to work anywhere on the field, no matter how far away you place it, then that really goes beautifully with a long-range ultimate like Hunter's Fury.
Mm-hmm. It's those aging combos. I love a good aging combo. There's not a lot of them, but if you're able to communicate well with your team and get those combos going, it can do a lot.
That just seemed personal.
Yeah.
Skellis is getting right up in Pokey's face and says, we know what you did last round. I'm getting revenge for that. I spend 1 ult for first blood. We're up 1. We've got the spike down. Now we just need to wait for you to come to us.
Now, I know that some will say that ult was a little wasteful, but at the end of the day, if that ult is what changed the course of the round, then I'd say it's a good ult used.
If every single time I used an ult, it would guarantee me 1 pick, I would be a very happy person using ults.
Absolutely.
Daniel, nice flick over lands it, picks up a double, trades 2 to 1. And the Broncos to an even bigger advantage. Master has a nice flank through alley, and Boise State brings it back to 3. They are hanging in there.
If they try something, I'll see it.
I think it's still a little too early to be saying something along the lines of a comeback.
They're on sheriffs again. Normally, I'd be very happy, but with the way Akron's playing, I'm more scared than anything.
I think the player to be scared of on these save rounds is going to be Arceus de Silva. Every single time that they are put on a save round, he has consistently got one or... Oh, wait, he's on a stinger now. Okay, well, never mind. Redacted.
Tag.
Oh, gets the tag with the camera. Get a few pings there. Moving up through Bay Main very quick. They throw out the dog, find out the Cypher. But all that util is just keeping them at bay for now. And Arceus, you called him out. He is on the save round, surprising us. Trades a 1v1. When consider the gun differential, sometimes a 1v1 trade is a really good thing to have.
He pushed that up so fast. Like, it was immediately. There was, like, no time to even think about, like, okay, maybe there's someone there. No, he just booked it all the way straight up mid.
Around the corner, Rariana, he's holding back, lurking a little bit, and there is that, not raise, but they'll disengage and now move on to B, and this was a great call by the Broncos. This point is completely open for them to take. Rariana with the sideline back through B main. This could pay dividends as that raise moves in at only half health to boot. Spots him, gets the headshot, and Boise State now up 4-3.
Now, maybe I need to look at this round again, but I'm so confused on what led Akron to think, like, okay, everyone go over to A, because it just, like, gave them the entirety of B site. I don't know if it was, like, one certain use of utility, or if it was just, like,
wall?
The Viper wall? Okay, I didn't even notice. My apologies. My apologies. I didn't see that, but I guess a Viper wall is enough to just secure this round for him.
Yeah, they just throw out a snake bite onto there. Akron is trying to move through B main to get some exit frags onto them. Boise State picks it up, goes to within 2. Oh, this one's really coming down to the wire. The Broncos have been on the back foot for the vast majority of this match, but maybe, just maybe, attack is what they were waiting for.
Still not a break in sight. I mean, or not a break, a pause. You know, a moment to reflect, you know, on where we are currently headed and how we can change in the future. I can't believe I missed that Viper wall going up still. Obviously, that's what led them to the round. I just didn't notice it at all. Well, I mean, at this point, it looks like we might get another fake Omen ult.
Well, just so you can remember.
Very, very well played.
Catching us off guard. It's a 1v1 trade, though. The consistent first bloods for Akron have been a thorn in Boise State's side. Nice. Master pushes up, gets the neural theft. That's huge. It'll tell them that there was only one hanging out on A. Slowly move through market to try to get him in the back before the rest of the team finds him.
A little bit. This is interesting.
Through Kojar, got a nice double peek down the narrow hallway. Nice flick by Skellises, and Master cleans up with a double of its own. It's a triple and a double, a full house for the Broncos, and only one round separating these two.
I love me a good poker reference. That was really interesting there towards the end. It felt like they kind of lined up, all three of them, towards mid, and they just kind of got sandwiched between elbow and market. It was really weird to see. I've never seen something like that happen before.
And now we are on a save round with only one sheriff being owned by Akron. It's a miracle.
Two sheriffs
now.
now. Oh, dear. Oh, dear.
Okay, it's less of a miracle, but still a miracle.
Could be a lot worse, yeah. I mean, the fact that it is a save round at all, it's going to be huge.
Akron just moving up through.
No.
Now, they've used this strategy before, and Boise State called them out for it by playing really defensively. They've moved down through mid-bottom. Slowly moving over to the right. Master might catch him out, actually sees the blind go out, knows where he is, but he's caught out and can't do a thing about it. Rariana now holding down this angle. Try to get the crosshair placement. Boise State in an awkward position, though. Try to hurry right now to get the spike planted and then playing their strategy from there on out.
A lot of playing towards the CT side. Oh, the Cypher could get something absolutely huge out of this if he plays this well. It all comes down to patience. Can PokeChamp do something?
Scala says he moves out, but Daimyo picks up the surprise on him instead. It's still a 3v3. Boise State got the timer in their favor, but now they're down one.
Rariana flanking the flanker.
Oh, nice. They use the defuse. They hear the sound again.
No.
Oh, no. Is he misjudging? There it is.
Oh!
Yeah. That is devastating. If he had hit it, I think Boise State would have gotten it.
Match point.
And I'm seeing something. Are you seeing what I'm seeing? Oh, never mind. Never mind. He took it back. Okay. I saw a note in. And I got scared. Shivered my timbers a little bit. I'm not going to lie.
Now, look at the pace Boise State's gotten. They win 3, lose 1. So if their pattern continues, we will at least see overtime.
Okay, okay. I can see this. We win the next 2, and then we win the first one of overtime, then we lose the second one of overtime, but then we win the next 2. I sound like a conspiracy theorist.
Wait a minute, the information stand and market changed from blue to teal. What are they trying to hide from us?
This LA doesn't look quite right. What's happening here? Gonna be playing this so extremely slow. They just gotta find something. Both teams at this point. Ample time to spare though.
Now Pokey's in a position, he's holding down B centrally, which doesn't necessarily place him in the best position for a first blood, and a lot of times when he's gotten a first blood, it's been really good, although D10 will step up for that role, get Rariana. Boise State, they probably know the Cypher tripwires are there. They got to find a way to push in.
Up with the trip and a cage and another cage. It looks like they're going to be trying to push this here.
He knows, and now they place their own tripwire. That one was Hunter's Fury, but Daimyo takes out that Sova. He only manages to get one shot on the Hunter's Fury. Boise State brings this back, even keel. Moving in, Daimyo Skittles says both pick up one. Now they have a one-person advantage as they move in for the plant. Moving in through Boba. We've got the 2 remaining zips. Oh, looks away just as the gun peeks through. Now knows where both of them are. Showstopper in spectacular fashion to end it. Boise State only with 1 to try to keep this. There's still enough time, though. Spots him around the corner, moving. It's a dangerous dance. A tango and lands it. Scalasis brings it to 1.
The right click is a lie. You can see that they're at the very end. He pulled it out.
You called it way at the beginning of this match.
That's my Chekhov's gun. That's my Chekhov's gun right there. Don't ever, the right click in air, it doesn't work when you try to right click anymore. This isn't like a year ago when the classic was meta. It doesn't work. Please.
Oh. Look at the KDA. Both of the top players are 2018. And both the second place players are 18-13 to just show you how even
conspiracy. Yeah, my conspiracy senses are growing stronger. Well, I mean, at this point,
this is a save round 2 to push Boise State into overtime. The first time we're actually seeing a sniper. There is a Marshal that has been brought out by Akron. So we haven't seen any snipers this game so far, but maybe in this final round it'll be clutch for him to win it.
We are going to be seeing Horses hiding inside of that smoke. Doesn't find anything, going to be dialing back.
Towards an orb emitting.
Boise State moving pretty cohesively as a team. They do not want to get caught out with the first blood. I thought that Cypher would get it, but he gets blinded instead. PokeChamp is down. It's 1-for-1 trade as Vorsis lands a headshot onto Daimyo. He's out in that smoke, gets hit with the recon, pulled in rough position from both sides. Vorsis picks up his double. He is found out, however, by Boise State. We're down to a 3v3 as Boise State moves in. They have the plant down, and Prestige has gotten a 1-person advantage for the Broncos. Bugs gets a headshot of his own to Rariana. 2 2v2 decided it works right into the util, and Akron claims it at the very last moment. Spectacular fashion with rain, atmosphere, mood, lighting, and a win for the Zips.
Defenders win.
That breach ult is what saved the game for them there at
Yeah.
the end. Oof.
And wow, so close.
So, yeah, I mean, wow. I mean, you'd think after a moment like that right click, you know, it would start to potentially go to overtime because that was such a big moment, you know. But I think at that point, you know, obviously you're going to be, like, fueled emotionally, but breach ult, what are you going to do against that?
Yeah,
You're going to jump over it? Are you kidding me?
Yeah, no. Yeah, it's tough. I mean, just an ult at that time was basically guarantees that player is down and out for the count. Basically as good as if they got hit with the killjoy, the lockdown.
Well, I mean, at this point, it's still not over.
Mm-hmm.
It's a best of 3.
But I know Boise State has kind of had Sunset in their back pocket as kind of one of their favorite stages, so it's a matter of what they move on to and can they pull out a win there to drive this all 3 games. And Valorant, even though you hear a best of 3, you think it wouldn't be that long, but we have seen plenty best of 3s that go a long time. And this first round went about as long as it possibly could without overtime being brought into play.
Yeah, just about. I mean, I'm not at this point. I'm wondering what map we're going to be going to next, and I can say which map I want, but like in terms of what I'm expecting probably an Innocent.
I can say with the benefit of hindsight that second round in the first half, Boise State won the first. They won the pistol round, but the thrifty that Akron brought back, hugely instrumental for getting them the margin that they needed to keep the Broncos at bay on attack.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that there was just so many like little moments, and it's like all those little moments that just kind of like build up, which you know lead to something like that. You got to be wondering what the players are thinking right now. I mean, obviously there's a lot of good things happened, a lot of bad things as well. It's just like a matter of recognizing what worked, what didn't, and what you can do better.
Well, what we know didn't work was right there. We saw 2 right clicks before something finally connected. It bit Akron, too, and it was the main thing that made us think that Boise State might just bring this into overtime. There were some great headshots landed by Prestige, but if we're talking Sheriff headshots, I mean, this was a great moment for Prestige, but Akron was amazing with how consistently they were able to pull off thrifties with just Sheriffs.
Yeah, just a lot of little things. I mean, something I do want to point out specifically, though. Obviously, there was a lot of. I mean, one thing that I noticed a lot of, there was a lot of like reverse rounds, I guess, or like rounds where you would expect, you know, oh, this is gonna win. There's a lot of save round wins. This game. And I'm wondering why that is. There was a couple like very aggressive plays up mid, you know. A lot of really well-placed Sheriffs, but man, it just feels like this is way more often than like in a regular game, I guess.
Sometimes, I mean, I'm not saying that this was the case here, I'm just speculating, but I mean, sometimes you just get, you know, too overconfident in that rifle that you're holding, and maybe you take peeks that might be a bit too careless that you really shouldn't be peeking even with the gun differential.
I blame it on Sunset.
Or it just might be Sunset.
Yeah.
We can always say that. That'll always be, even if we won, you probably would have still blamed Sunset in some sort of way.
It's an easy thing to blame. I mean, I don't know. And it's weird, too, because like there's not one thing specifically that can be like that thing I don't like. It's just, I don't know. Maybe I'm just not a fan of LA in general.
It's just an information booth. What did it do against you?
I don't like Los Angeles.
Here, you're pointing at the, it's like the meme with the lady pointing at the cat, but it's you pointing at the information booth.
Yeah.
It's just standing there doing nothing because it's an inanimate object.
Cats are not inanimate objects. Don't be rude. Unbelievable.
I mean, I'm sure he's still out. Some of them are so lazy around the house and sleep so much, I'm still questioning.
It's out of pocket. Jeez.
Even their wild cousins like lions spend most of their time sleeping. Like, that's just a cat thing in general. They're just lazy.
I think cats are nice. I like cats.
I like cats too, but I'm just stating the facts here. These are the facts. And you need to acknowledge them.
My parents have a dog, and it is one of the most sleepy animals that I've ever met in my entire life.
That's anecdotal evidence. That doesn't count.
Anecdote.
I'm giving you a hard time.
I'm providing a primary account, all right? I think that should account for something. I was there. I witnessed that dog sleep.
I'm sure maybe that one particular dog is very sleepy, but I've never seen, cats come up and, like, jumping up at your legs, just excited to see you.
You have never met an outdoor cat.
Well, hopefully we can, besides cats, we can actually meet a win here, and that's going to be accomplished if Boise State sticks to the keys to the game. A quick recap on them is to chat your strats every round, stay off the copium, take out your one, and check your angles, please. Brought to you by Drop-In Gaming, the premier online platform for gamers who seek competition. Play your favorite games to win cash and prizes through free and paid entry matches and tournaments. Whether you are new to the scene or a seasoned veteran, Drop-In Gaming has the right games and competition for you.
I mean, in terms of these keys, I think there was a lot of ones taken, picks traded, and I think that there was a lot of angles being checked. I didn't notice any like big moments where it was like, oh no, they didn't check that angle, except for the Skydog. Can't forget that moment. But, I mean, outside of that, I think that they've been pretty consistent with checking these spots, especially with Sunset. There's some sneaky little locations that you can hide.
Again, if you were looking at the KDA, it was pretty spooky how much it was tied up between the two teams. And this is a feature, makes me really wish for a feature where maybe there could just be a little highlight on a round, on one of those round logos if it was decided by one. Like if it came down to a 1v1, because then if you saw how many times that lights up, that like truly tells you how, because sometimes the score can mislead you.
It's a build-up. And, I mean, I can give you personal accounts, of being, like, moments where I'm like, oh, I think I can knife that guy. And then it ends up being 13-11, and I'm like, that's my fault. But I do it again.
But you do it again because that one time, the amount of dopamine for that one time.
It keeps me going.
You're like a desperate gambler. I lost 20 times, but that one time,
I'm just looking for my moment. If I keep digging, I'll find gold.
I've got a program. I just need $10,000. Mm-hmm. It'll work out for me. 10,000 credits, actually.
10,000 credits, yeah. 10,000 credits.
Yes, 10,000 credits.
You give me? I give you 11,000. Thoughts?
In what bank am I sending these? Credits to? Is it somewhere here in the States, or is it out in the Cayman Islands somewhere?
Bank of Valorant.
The Bank of Valorant. That sounds so official. Another disclaimer that we here do not promote gambling, despite all of the poker references we might make. Just a quick thing. We do not.
I like Velatro. Anyone out there's played Velatro. You get it. But yeah, don't do that. I mean, at least know what you're doing first. Do it responsibly.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And make sure you peak responsibly as well, because hey, with the way Akron's been playing and the amount of first bloods they've been getting. Especially Pokechamp. I mean, he is. Yeah. The way he was on, his cipher was so instrumental in a lot of rounds for Boise State.
I mean, I've said it before. I'll say it again. I think it was just like a lot of those like little moments that just kind of like build up, and that was enough to change the course of the round. And it looks like it's gonna be behind my favorite map. Hooray!
And one of Boise State's favorite maps in general. So. We'll still see the Rays. That's always a given for Bind. Pokechamp is not going to stick on the Cypher, even though we kind of see that in Bind every now and again. Instead, going to go to the Viper, which is another one of those must-pick situations.
And it looks like we're going to be having... Nope, not a mirror match, actually.
I mean, Scala says is a Gecko main. He often brings out the Gecko on Bind, so I can perfectly see why. Nothing really to sniff at, though, with that breach either. I mean, hey, when the Rolling Thunder gets you the final round, that's a pretty good argument to stick onto him. Just say, hey, guys, it might come down to that again.
Yeah, I mean, there's some ults that can be game deciders in this. You've got KJ, Breach, Viper. There's just like a lot of these ones that can just change the course. So it's little things building up.
So right now, everyone who voted Team A is feeling pretty good about themselves. But if you have faith in the Broncos, then you're going to hit B in the chat just over and over. Team B.
B for best team to win this match.
Flawless, smooth, amazing.
Thank you.
You should write for the Times.
Thank you. You know, I've heard that before, and I can't help but agree. You know, I think I have a way with words. You know, a sort of eloquence. You know.
Well, a lot of these players think they have a way with the classic, but we've been seeing what that's been getting them. But I mean, having that util, that's always a good thing too. Getting that heal up for the sky, I mean, that's invaluable.
Yep. The standard lineup for Viper, we see.
Whoa, and PokeChamp lands it with the Sheriff.
Now what's happening here?
Almost everyone with the classic, but the one long-range gun is paying dividends with a double. PokeChamp swings out around the corner, get taken out by Damage, who gets a double of his own, caught in a reload, and now it's just down to Prestige to claim it all. Bombot trying to get his attention, diverted down toward the ground, lands a blind, but not the shot. D10 collects with the headshot. Boise State loses their first pistol.
That was interesting. I've never seen
the two guns that weren't classics played such an instrumental role.
Interesting.
That's
we might need to look further into this.
A bit of a coinky-dink, I gotta say.
What a coinky-dink. I've never seen a round where it just like instantly becomes the defenders pushing up B-long and the defenders trying to hold it. That just like so weird. Like they pushed out too far and they're like, okay guys, we gotta go back. But there was 3 players already on B site holding them off. Really strange, but I don't know. I'm a fan of it.
What does he say? Their spike holder pushing. Skelis is pushing quite close up to that smoke that was laid in baths, and Rariana pay for it. Skelis is now the only one left. He'll move on out of there, get out of dodge, and regroup with his team, who's already made quite a lot of ground for themselves because Akron was pushed up in baths. This is allowing Boise State to move all the way into their spawn.
This is a whole Metal Gear Solid mission here. They just snuck all the way through. No one knows that they're there, except for potentially maybe RCS. I doubt it, though. I think RCS is looking towards Hookah, so this is going to be a huge shock once they realize, wait a second.
Sees one and they're being patient, lands a headshot, but they've only got handguns, so it's not like they can land the shot. Probably should have waited till they were a little bit closer because it's just a gun differential and Akron wins.
I mean, a positioning difference can be very, very important, but, you know, in some cases, what can just completely sweep them is the gun difference. A gun differential can just... You can get peeked by a classic while you're holding like a Spectre or an Ares or a Vandal or something like that, and you can just trade them out. That's just how it works. Gun differentials are usually going to be more important than positioning when it comes to these save round type things, but I do think it was a good idea. Just got to play it a little bit more patiently.
Early hawk through baths. Boise State has coalesced around there as their main push as they have Rariana off to the side to take a look into short. Almost gets a view onto Bugs, but he ducks back behind the smoke. Rariana also checking through mid-market. Prestige now moving through the smoke, throws out a hawk. Forces and Skelis both pick up one, bringing both teams down to 4, although Boise State's a bit lower in health with their Gecko. Excuse me, I didn't see that. I didn't see the breach. He's very low. He's 1, so Boise State has a good chance there. Nice snake bite. Forces him back, peels off both, so he doesn't have to deal with a 2-on-1. Now it's got it back to a 1-on-1. Dodges the blind and lands the headshot.
That's just mean. Let Horsies. I know, but like getting an ace, it's always cool.
He's got to do a 2-on-1. The good news for him is Bugs is so low. I don't know, maybe if he can fake him out, he can set up a collateral that's very tough. But nice defender! Lands it! Rariana finds the clutch! Boise State gets on the board.
Wow, okay. So, now if we're going to take that to a replay, there's something I need to process. Did Breach fire the gun at all?
Well, we're about to get video confirmation here.
Because, like, it looked like he just kind of stared. I can't tell if he
I
shot.
think he was leaving it for the ace. I honestly think he was. He didn't shoot at all. He was just like, Vorsies is going to get it. I'm going to leave him the ace. But
That's
in doing
exactly
that,
what
he
I
gives up the
feared.
2-on-1.
That is exactly what I feared. I thought they were going to be too over-reliant on the ace. Now, I think there's something to be
You tried to
clarified.
take it all, and now you get nothing.
You lose! I think getting an ace is really cool, but that's not going to give you a greater game advantage. That's just going to up your mental usually. It comes down to the round itself, and in a moment like that where you're both low, I think you both just got to fire.
This could be a good cross angle here near window. Boise State pushes through it. Akron's got their sky looking over it, and RCAP gets him. That was pretty risky to push dry. No util there at all.
And not to mention, just trying to push out of hookah is something so difficult to do. I mean, you're putting yourself in a disadvantage as soon as you jump out of that window. Because you make
Arceus
noise.
gets it again.
Oh, yeah.
It's off to a double just off that one hold through hookah. Boise State moving through long. Prestige caught out on a Sheriff. They'll teleport over. Damio still lurking.
Looks like Akron was very prepared for that, though. They've already got 2 people set up there. With the stun, all 3 players cornered.
Borsi's with the also nice flank through cave.
Looks like
Pressuring Boise State gets Damio.
oh, what
Just
the?
one left and a win for Akron.
Flawless at that. Well, I mean, I'm gonna be completely honest. I'm still thinking about the breach thing from last round. It's hard for me to get over. Pretty even in terms of, you know, purchases here. Vandals, a couple Phantoms, a couple small shields.
Well, those small shields do come a little bit more into play for Boise State because they've got a few Phantoms. I mean, for Akron, headshot is a headshot. It will land no matter whether they have small or large shields. But for Boise State, that might just be a crucial thing for them. We might not have such heartbreaking moments as what we saw on Sunset with the Phantom.
Never again with the Phantom moment. Well, 2, 3, 4 pushing hookah, it looks like. Never mind.
Seems they're a bit more trepidatious. Long way for Akron to push up through in a short. D10 hanging around the corner might be able to catch someone in rotation. Will he wait for them all or just fire immediately? Of course, they could check that angle right off the bat. Right around. D10 gets one. It's traded back 1-1. Nice catch by Rariana. Gets bugs and isn't taken out. And almost got the brim right as he used the orbital strike.
Oh, and with that, it looks like they're going to get a pretty good free roam on B.
You cheeky dog.
Oh, nah. Surely not.
No,
Surely
they're
not.
No,
Okay,
Akron's too savvy.
30 seconds left.
Well, with 3 players CT and pretty spread out Boise's defense, we do have a Gecko ult. That's true.
It's fishy time.
Fishy time. I love fishy time. But not Fisher time. Not a big fan of Fisher time.
Very big difference.
Very big difference. Needs to be clarified. Gets one.
Forces gets such a spray transfer. Nice flank, but Prestige still finds a headshot. I'm shocked he recovered that well, but it's still number differential claims it for Akron.
Do we really need to see that again? I don't know if I want to see that again. That was unfortunate to say the least.
Timeout for the Broncos. Yeah, I say that's well called. Look at Vorses up to a 10-1. He is in the zone right now.
Yeah, Vorses specifically has been on another level this game, and kind of last game too. He's scary, very dangerous. There was something I wanted to say, but I can't remember.
But you can still remember the breach moment.
Of course, that is what is occupying like 80% of my brain right now.
It's good that you have priorities.
Yeah, I can't wait to see that again. Top 5, get it done. That was, I don't know. I mean, I keep thinking back on that moment because it comes back to where your priorities are set. And it comes down to Doc's keys. Also, by the way, that round specifically, there was one moment where D10 was hiding, you know?
Yep.
In that corner. They did not check
There are
their
just
angles,
also a
please.
couple of decisions here and there that have me questioning and scratching my head. You know, dry peeks through hookah window. I don't know what's going through the Broncos' minds, but hopefully they are able to kind of reset for this timeout because, like you said, there are so many angles that can be held on that window. It's just so difficult to push through, and with no utility to boot.
Where are we? Looks like a dark little damp corner of Bind. Oh, we're inside a little market shop. Wow. And with, I believe that's all 5 pushing. It's 1, 2. Oh, no. Okay. PokeChamp going to continue trying pushing this.
This has just been a consistent thing. Boise State leaving one angle unchecked, and Akron being so consistent in their ability to get a headshot. I mean, Boise State, the way they ran in here, they thought the dog had cleared out all the angles, and that just wasn't the case.
Well, we might get a little bit something tricky here from 4C's as he rotates around to showers, it looks like. Too early to tell. I mean, at a point like this, it's very awkward. You got to try and get whatever pick you can. Just waiting patiently.
PokeChamp still hanging out there in hookah with a double under his belt. Could turn it into a triple. They throw out the Hawk. Dizzy as well. Force PokeChamp off of his perch. They made it into hookah, but now they'll be walled off. And they have very little time left. They got to go as a team. They try to go through the wall, but D10 just off to the side. A quick triple.
Another full
Flawless
house.
for Akron.
Well, I mean, you got to be wondering what happened during that timeout. I mean,
yeah. I mean, this is kind of the moment where, you know, we always kind of say for Valorant, if you think you've held an angle enough, hold it for one more second.
Never hold, yeah, you can never hold it
I think we
long
need to
enough.
make an offensive version of that. If you think you've checked all the angles, there's one more you haven't checked.
Absolutely.
I don't care if you think you have. There's one more. There's always one more you haven't checked, and
Now,
that's exactly where PokeChamp was.
What that makes me think of is when we get to the defense and there's that holding that angle, we are going to be seeing a Daimyo with a judge inside of that U-Haul. I'm calling it now.
I've got your
There's going to be a moment where they think, okay, surely we've held it for long
T10.
enough.
It's almost like he was waiting for that showstopper. Boise State spends an ult, has nothing to show for it. They'll even it up, though. Great play by Prestige. Headshot with the Guardian. Trying to move around the corner. Some cover from the Viper's pit. Get the spike planted.
Fortunately, the spike is not planted inside, it looks like. It's just a little bit out. I mean, it gives you a little bit of cover for when you try to just
One enemy
blindly
remaining.
shoot through it, but could be a little awkward. PokeChamp going to be taking out Daimyo as well.
Oh, and he doesn't. No, he just moved out of that smoke at just the right time.
Sneaky,
Playing
sneaky.
in and out of it well.
This whole
Okay.
game. Okay. The Viper's Pit, silly game of just like trying to find someone. It's so weird because like if you don't have the perspectives that the players are having, you can just be like, oh, he was right there. But it's so different when you're actually there in the moment and you just like snuck right by. But clearly, neither player saw each other. And I mean, when you are in a Viper's Pit,
Oh,
it's very difficult to tell.
Master was in a position where he would have had to settle for small shields if he wanted to get a rifle. He wanted large shields and instead is going to use the judge.
my favorite. I love me a good shotgun.
Here he goes. He's moving in like he has a judge. Wants to narrow that, but oh man, this Viper Uto, he's got to walk through the snake bite to get to it. Losing so
they don't
much
see
health.
him. Ah!
No.
Oh, okay, they're gonna get the trade out, but at what cost?
At what cost?
Get the plant down. They know that there's one in hookah. Gonna be holding the CT, but it's a 2v4. It's gonna be really awkward. They're gonna have to try and get whatever picks that they can. Daimyo gotta get
Nice
both.
swing out,
Prestige.
lands it, nice spray transfer, it's down to 1v1. Still an opportunity, but Bugs has the high ground. Moves in, spots his face, lands the headshot. Boise State still finds a way to get the round.
I said it before. This is another Chekhov's gun moment. Trying to push out a hookah. so dangerous because you make sound. You have to reposition your gun. It's just so much, and the moment you drop out, you usually are putting yourself at a major disadvantage.
You've been on it today, Dallin, with calling things out that come back.
Hard read. Yeah,
I
play a little too.
I bet the very first time you deduced that Rosebud was the sled. I mean, that just came to you instantly. That's how good you are.
I play a little too much of this game, and I know too much.
Well, Master, nice first pick onto Pokechamp. I love it when the person who's been getting all the first bloods gets first blooded themselves. Boise State now up 5-4. Still way too early, though, in this match to call anything. As you said, on Sunset, we saw a lot of rounds that started out one way but sweep the other.
Mm-hmm. And with a really interesting hold here from Ray Riani, he could get something big.
Ray slowly moving up to that corridor.
Uh-oh.
Right up on the ground. No!
It's time to remember Doc's keys to the game.
Check.
More specifically, tip number 4. Check your angles, please.
Check your angles.
Spike
Clapping
down A.
emote behind every single word.
Well, I mean,
Still time for the Broncos to recover, though.
Okay,
it is still 3v3. It's anyone's
Check
game.
your angles, please.
Check your angles. You better
check your angles, please. Ah! No. They left it uncleared. This is going to be really bad if they
30
leave it
seconds.
unchecked for long enough.
Oh, man.
Oh, no, he's going to check Kuka.
They left the gun on the table, and it's going to come back in the final 10 minutes of the movie.
Oh, no.
Okay, maybe they could find it out. I mean, they're making a lot of room for themselves.
Well, I
Going
mean,
through Fountain, maybe the flanker can become the flankee.
with the skies all the way up in Hookah now, it's just a matter. Oh, yeah. Flank the flanker. They're all so pushed in on this site. They're going to be taking out Daimyo.
Gets hit.
Oh, no,
all
not the breach stuff.
all the
Wait, what?
util in the world placed onto him to stun. And Akron, yeah. Arceus gets the final pick. You called it out.
Devil's advocate, obviously you can't just know off the bat that there's someone going to be back there, obviously. But, like, you got to check your angles, please. How do you think Doc would feel?
It's almost as if out of all the possible information in the world, and you only had a choice of 4 to give, and you had to place those 4 pieces of advice near bullet points just to show how important they are.
Interesting.
I think check your angles would be up there.
I absolutely think that would be up there. I keep bringing it up back and over again. It's just Doc's keys. They're not there just for show. They actually provide some genuine purpose.
All right. Let's see if they can recover here. It's 6-3. Still an opportunity. I mean, the funny thing about Valorant is so many of these kinds of halves end up being tied at the very end.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, you can get such a huge win streak, but because there are a whopping 12 rounds per half, Boise State can still get this all tied up. They were a little bit more cognizant of the angle there.
Gun differential, once again. I mean, I don't think you can go into a fight like that expecting to win, but it's also differential.
You shoot down the wingman so the plant doesn't go down for the Broncos. They should know where those 2 people are behind crates. Like you said, gun differential. Skelesis has a Vandal. Moves on back, though. Get a quick rotate over. They were able to pick up the spike. Just a bit worried, though, about Prestige. He's caught all alone. Oh, might have been able to get a great lurk in Bass, but...
I mean, I think it was a peek that you had to take, and unfortunately, he just wasn't able to clear it. You got to try and even up these numbers here on a save round by any means necessary. You got to be playing a little bit more risky. With the stun and a blind, it's going to give him the opportunity to try and push through sight. And a Gecko ult to try and counter whatever they can.
Daimyo as well!
Wait a
Are
second,
you
wait a second.
kidding
What are you
me?
doing?
One
Whoa, whoa,
foul
whoa.
swoop and this
Oh
fish is
my.
out for blood.
And they know that he's down there. Wow. What happened there?
I'll tell you what, Boise State is now on fire with the Sheriff. Master comes out with a quick double. I almost wonder if that was a collateral. I'll have to re-see it again. Because the way they came up so fast, I got to look at the feed again.
1-2. Wow.
Okay, no, it's
just
a
like
1-2. Yeah, just the flicks were that good.
What the Thrash doing? Jumping around in a circle like that.
I think,
Wow.
Yeah, wow.
Right here.
I mean, I have my doubts going into that round. I'm not going to front, but it's always winnable. It's always winnable. given that you have 7 seconds to actually defuse the bomb, etc.
Orbital strike to start things off. It heads right onto where Akron likes to set up in that back corner. Boise State clearing out the ground. Bugs gets the first pick. They're trying to get a flank through Lamps. They're going to have to deal with Forces. Gets him. Nice transfer over. Skelesis with the double. Damio with 1. And a 2-person lead for the Broncos. The spike already
One
planted.
enemy remaining.
And with Prestige prepared for the flank,
Right here.
takes out 1. We're just going to be holding for the other. Arceus slowly pushing his way up on the bench. Okay.
By the way, for those of you just joining us who are thinking the Mountain West game, you know, because it usually starts at 8 or 8:30, we're going to be a while. It's going to be a bit. Because Akron and Boise State are so close. The first round was decided 11-13. They might just end the first half for this round 6-6.
I mean, there's something to be said. I mean, it's not always a matter of, like, you know, consistent wins or, like, you know, the end score. It's a matter of who is learning more as these rounds go by. Because there's a lot of, like, techniques that are being used and
Filthy with the first, tries to get the spray transfer. It'll land with a 2v2 trade.
now if I was playing Yoru, I would have got that easy. I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
Are you really going to bring out the Yoru diff?
It's bind. Let me have my bind.
Let you
All
live
right.
vicariously through these matches and see what you want.
Life could be a dream.
Do shove. Oh, I was trying to time it up there.
yeah, no,
that
I
would have
get
been
ya.
epic if it
It
had
would have
landed.
been nice. It would have been nice.
Oh,
The
Seeker
opportunity will
spent
rise.
there by Akron. And we'll tell them they're in a short. One-way smoke place as well. A lot of cover, though, for Boise State to work with, so it pushes them all the way up to Lamps. Showstopper. Arceus lands it on Prestige. Showstopper still could be a factor. Argues, though. Oh, my goodness. Double. And Boise State only does one. Double peak by Akron to end it 7-5. The score line that they ended on Sunset as well.
Oh, no. Conspiracy theorist here. It's going to happen again. I'm seeing a 12-11. I'm just kidding.
Well, I mean, similar starts as well. Akron gets a big lead in the first 5-6 rounds, and Boise State chips away at it. But it's been that big lead in the first few rounds that's given Akron enough wiggle room to work with.
It does look very similar, the scoreline. I mean, I was going to talk about this at the beginning of the last round, but, like, there's a little bit of time. As time goes on and you learn more about the plays that are taking place, you kind of move it into your favor. And we saw that a lot more with Boise State towards the end. And obviously the first few rounds you play a little bit more differently. But I think it's very important adapting to what these players are doing. And it looks like we're going to get a full A push from the Zips.
Dog finds out Rariana has to use the snake bite to buy himself some time. Paint shells. Oh, get out. No, can't escape.
Cheeky little spot there. Get him out. Gonna be even 3-3 with all players inside of this U-Haul right now. Gives them ample opportunity to try and go through this TP if they want. All they need to do is smoke it or just go for it, I suppose. And it looks like Dynamite started to get that notion, but
Sometimes the best way to fake them out is to just do the original plan. That sort of reverse psychology.
or you can do something. You can do option number 3, which is push through spawn.
And Damio just collects with a double. It's still
Spike
within
down,
Boise
defender
State's
spawn.
possibility.
Gonna be a Sky v Sky here.
Well, Prestige does have the dog, so can go on a bit of a
Spike planted.
fact-finding mission with that.
After he clears out those spots, it becomes pretty abundantly clear he's gonna be hiding out in that CT.
It's a delicate ballerina dance. The only difference between this and an actual ballerina dance is my heart is actually palpitating here. That's a headshot! Prestige claims it for the Broncos, and will get the defuse.
So not only was that really good mechanical game sense there at the end, but I think it was also very good positional game sense. Or, like, not mechanical game sense, mechanical aim, but game sense in and of itself is also very, very important. I think both of these players knew exactly what the other was doing at the whole time. And at the end there, once that spike gets tapped, then you're kind of being put on, like, this alert. And then things start to change, and you got to wonder, oh, is he holding that? Is he really holding that? Oh, he's not holding that. He's peeking me, and then you get one shot. I mean, it's similar to what we've seen before. Going to be a full save from Akron.
Boise State holding up in hookah. And Akron, they don't check the
your
angle. They're
angles, please.
insane.
Please check your angles.
Now Akron learns that lesson the tough way.
This is not team-specific tips. Just check your angles.
This isn't team deathmatch. This is the LCQ.
Focus. Lock in. Check your angles, please. That's what we need for one of the dog's keys. Is literally just lock in.
Right before check your angle, so it goes lock in, check your angle.
Yeah. I think it's a two-step process. First you have to lock in, and then you check your angles. You can't be unlocked. That's a stupid term. I mean, I think Akron's been doing a lot of these unconventional plays as of late, and it's left Boise State a little bit on edge. I mean, we saw them push through spawn at last round, and now we're seeing a 5-man
30
shower.
seconds left.
Well, right now they're just trying to play it by the books, and their angles on A, just trying to get some jiggle peeks from both their players.
Smoked off to try and get that plant down, and with the snake bite.
Unrealistically quiet
There we
gun,
go.
but there we go. Nice snake bite by Rariana.
10 seconds left.
For you, Hollenstead moves around right into the face and lands it. Now trying to get. Oh, go! What a bailout by Damio.
Okay, it's fine. It's fine.
And
got scared
you know,
there.
you were thinking, okay, but it's 5v1. Of course they're going to win. Why did you get so hyped up about that? Because in these rounds, it's about the margin you win with that gun advantage, and you want to get it in all scenarios with a 5v1.
When you run into these bonus rounds, you want to save as many credits as you can for the next round afterwards. So, saving as many guns as possible is going to be crucial. I mean, looking at these KDAs here, is once again looking very even from both teams. I would not be surprised if we see another 11-11, 11-12 overtime type thing going on.
Blinded.
And whoa.
Scalasis, look at you. Gets a free gun.
Oh, man.
That's another gun for Boise State to pick up. Very nice start for the Broncos. They're up to a 4-3. Might just find themselves a thrifty.
The sneak pit, not quite finding the brim. And the nade, you just gotta hope. Okay.
Healing over here.
Very, very close, but
Spike planted.
Prestige is still alive and well.
And he's still able to use that dog, so hey, if he only has 4 health left, as long as he's able to get that info for Boise State, but this angle that was held by Bugs, just brutal. Picks up a 3-piece, and Boise State loses the round that they were basically scheduled to, but they still have a lot of credits to go into this next round with.
I'm surprised at this point we have not seen a single judge holding down U-Haul. I feel like that has been a staple. Where's it at?
It's been a staple, but it's also pretty cheeky at that.
It's
so.
cheeky, but it works.
But
it works, undeniably so. If they try and push down that U-Haul, unless they've got a blind and are prepared for a judge close range, usually you're able to get a free 1 or 2 picks out of that. Call it cheeky all you want, but like that is how you would use the judge properly.
Dog goes the wrong way.
Went the wrong way, buddy. Try again next time.
Reminds me of my own dog.
See you next round.
Check left. Okay, I'll check right. That
Got
sounds
you.
like my dog.
Pokey
Rariana around the corner. Oh, got caught out though. Pokechamp had the better crosshair placement.
It's a really awkward angle there from both players. blind going
Busy
out.
around the corner,
Gonna see
moving, catch them out
Forces.
before he can use the teleport, and the spike is dropped. That's a great angle for Boise State to have now. Oh, but they'll be at force back with the breach, Utel.
D10 gonna get taken out as well, and with that, it looks like they are gonna probably rotate this. I don't know. Given the fact Akron is very prone to doing unconventional strategies, I would not be surprised if they hold on
30 seconds
that
left.
B long. They do technically have enough time to rotate this.
But look who's waiting right there.
Yeah.
Boise State has one player right next to the teleport.
It looks like they're going to be going for it. With 14 seconds, that's not going to be enough time to rotate, so they either got to commit to this or they got to save their guns.
10 seconds left.
Oh, 1v1 trade, 2 left. I don't think they're going to get the plan. Boise State's just going to take this off timing.
Save your guns, I guess. Not necessarily the worst thing you can do in that situation. I think the
And you
worst thing
took
would
more
be...
off of Akron than they did you, so
Yep.
credits work out for you. So we're back to an 8-8 tie. But this is a better performance than Boise State had on Sunset because they weren't
Absolutely.
able to tie. They were always trailing on Sunset.
Yeah, given the fact that Boise was not doing that great on defense, on Sunset specifically, I think this is a good improvement. Once again, another save round with one player. I'm not sure who it was, but I did see a Vandal with the small shield. Could be the one to carry the team if they're able to get picks here. Or if they get picked off, you just, someone else go grab that gun. Continue my life force.
Akron in a bit of awkward position. Their Rays caught up in Hookah, but doesn't want to dare take that walk through the smoke. While the rest of their team slowly moves back over to A short.
Poison's off.
Marion trying to get a few jiggle peeks. Pokachamp might be able to get him, though.
I don't
this
like
particular
this. I
angle has
don't
been
like
very successful
this.
for Pokachamp in the past. Just lets out one shot, though, and that bait out with the shot is enough for Boise State to move back to the point itself.
Oh, the snake bite going out to hold off the push.
But it is hard to
Be
take
playing this
also.
really slow.
Hard to push with that Marshall.
Yeah, true. Just looking for a pick on that hold here, and it looks like he might be getting one when that smoke goes down, but he gets picked off instead. And with that, all 4 players will be going to the TP, or 3, sorry.
Oh,
Can't
Hookah,
count.
they have to
30
take the
seconds
leak
left.
of
That's
faith
a lot
through
of
the
volleys.
smoke. And Boise
One
State
enemy
just makes the
remaining.
floor lava. Takes him out, and now they have a chance to get a flawless against Akron. They're one player holding back. Have to wonder if he has a rifle, probably does, and is trying to save. Yeah, he's got a Vandal, but Boise State closing in. Oh, they're greedy, but will
10
it pay off
seconds
for them?
left.
Is greed, in fact, good?
Flawless.
It is, and Damio with a triple lands Boise State the flawless, and is in the lead now for the first time tonight.
I think that was just about as well played as it potentially could have, except for one small thing. I don't think you need to double molly that. I think they need to communicate a little bit better. It's like, all right, I'm going to molly it first, and then you can molly it second. But we can't be doing it at the same time. That's a waste of resources. Margins. That's what it's all about. It looks like we're going to be leaving Akron on another save round. No Vandal this time.
No rifles at all. Boise State could put themselves up to double digits. Early plant by Boise's.
The snake
Spike
bite to try
planted.
and prevent plant. It is
No
still going to
more.
go down. 2 holding inside shower, 1 behind.
Oh, that was a nice wall bang. Took away half of Bugs' health. Orbital strike forcing him out of heaven, but he still picks up one. Now has a side view on to showers. The gun differential working good for Boise State's Gelisis with a double. Master is down to 2 with the DK. Heals back up to 50.
Going to be trying to go for this half here.
One enemy remaining.
Oh, no,
Last
what
player
happened?
standing.
There is not enough time for Boise State. They're going to be kicking themselves for that one. That should have been a win. Oh, my goodness.
I think that was just really well played from Deaton there. He was playing showers and decided to reroute all the way over to A short, and I think that movement was crucial. in turning the tide. 9-9 once again. I wouldn't be surprised if in 2 rounds.
Boise State hasn't been able to win more than 2 rounds in a row. Each time they've been cut off.
I mean, patterns though. Patterns.
If it would just still play that way, they would win. No, they have enough credits, though, to purchase up here. Still have rifles. Oh, my goodness. Rihanna hiding as the race jumps over him with the showstopper.
Gotta have someone checking that spot. Always check under hookah, because if you don't, that could be very damaging.
Okay, maybe Akron is the one to bring out the judge and use it to great effect instead.
Told you it works.
You said it worked, and Akron really agrees with you.
Yeah, don't go underestimating that judge in such a small space. It can. Usually, you're gonna win.
Gonna have to be a save here for the Broncos.
Yeah, this is little. Just a little save, just a wee bit.
Boise State just checking very slowly. Doesn't want any sort of exit frag opportunity. I'll just be happy to hold here. Spike will detonate. Boise State moves 1 back.
And I mean, 5 rounds ago it was 8-8. 3 rounds ago, or no, 3 rounds ago it was 8-8. 1 round ago it was 9-9. I wouldn't be surprised next round if we see a 10-10. It just seems how this game has been going. It's been very even thus far. These are very, very evenly matched teams. You can see that also in the KDA as well. It's very balanced all the way around. With the Viper's Pit going down.
And try to take A off the table entirely. And when you have to push through, if you make it to the point where one of them might have to push through hookah, that's a good route to take away from them.
I've got your trail.
Seekers to start things off for Akron. Let them know that there's a good number of people in elbow.
Still have a Thrash prepared. Could use that to great effect.
Right now, just content to wait things out. Hasn't been any of his util, actually. So he has everything ready to go. Akron playing this trepidatiously, has their lurker join up in hookah for a coordinated push. Last one through fountains. Still one lurking on B. Excuse me, still one lurking on A.
Yeah, it's just going to be the waiting game. Now the smokes are being placed on B. It looks like they are going to take the opportunity for that space. Forcey's going to get the bomb not down. Actually, he's going to be taken off. Going to try and go for it again one more time.
Give the old college try again. This time they'll put a bit more cover onto elbow so he can get the time to plant.
Arceus taking out Prestige. Going to continue trying to push. Thrash takes out. Oh, wait. No, he's not take it anyway.
I don't know if they know that someone's up there in hookah, though. I'm nervous if D10 peeks out. Yeah, he gets one. They know he's there now. State does not have the timer in their favor. They've got this lurking Viper coming back in. They predicted. Oh, focus champ. They didn't. He gets a double. And the one lurker.
Go for it, Skelishes. Get him. Yeah, it's going to be that through wall pick. Difficult to shoot. I mean, I cursed it. I thought it was going to be 10-10. Oops. My apologies. I mean, I'm honestly, one thing that I'm shocked by, not a single sniper. Like a genuine operator.
We have not seen, one op for the entire match.
I think Bind is a really good map to use an operator on, and I understand that you don't have a jet in chamber. And oh no, they need their getaway cards after they do the shot, but come on. I still think an op used here on this defense is not neutral. Gonna be pushing all the way through.
Oh my goodness, or just getting their face to pick up a double.
That is the kind of strategy I love. You just push all the way through, no thought, head empty, get 3 kills. Thank you very much. Or get 2. I can't count.
Those are Dallin's key to the game. No thought, head empty, 3 kills.
and it just works. And it works.
Yeah, all of this just works.
It just works. I mean, sometimes, admittedly, I mean, not admittedly, but like, sometimes it's so stupid it just might work. You can doubt, but it is genuinely true.
You're like Sherlock Holmes. It's so overt, it's covert.
It genuinely works. You run in with the false expectations that no one would ever try and do that strategy ever, and then you use that to your favor.
Welcome to my
Viper Pit going to be taking over the entire site. Double mollied off, going to try and sneak around that. Trying to find this Brim, but he's going to be inside of the pipe. Got to try and push this here. With 2 players holding inside, 3 out.
Oh, almost got a few dinks onto PokeChamp, but no, he's still at full health.
No utility to try and sneak through first with like a Sky Dog. You just got to go for it. Oh, saw the tip of the gun.
Nice. Now it's going to drop, and Boise State has a 2-on-1. Finds him.
There we go.
They've got enough time to defuse. Keeps it within 1 round.
Now, I am always one to vouch for the unconventional strategies. All right? Unconventional characters, unconventional strategies. The stupid stuff, it works. Because people will go in with
For any of
no
you who don't know
idea.
Dallin, this is his personality. He's one of the main things he always would rave to me about is the strategy of acting like you're the Yoru decoy, and then they just don't shoot you, and you walk through.
Okay, that's different, and it doesn't work as consistently because people have learned. It's like, oh, he can just fake as a decoy. I remember day 1 when you could pull off that strat. It was so funny. I mean, it seems like a very, very fast push through that A short. Gonna be getting a couple picks off. Arceus going down. Gonna try and get this Brim as well. And gonna be backing off, it seems. Uh-oh.
This could be a nasty pinch here. They're going to force him in with the orbital strike. Gets the face-off, though, with the Guardian. Is able to pick up the rifle. Boise State clears out a path for themselves, so they won't get pinched. No, it actually looks like Akron might be trying to force their way back on toward A, but Damio has been hiding out in that teleporter. Using some peeks, D10 will take him out.
Akron going to be taking this B site. Jumping all the way through Hookah. Maybe? There we go. Okay.
Lucky for them, there's no Broncos holding those cross angles, so they'll be able to quite easily make their way on toward point. Skelis is slowly moving in back. Ooh, wow.
Spike planted.
Plant's going to go down, and now we've got 1 CT, 1 holding this B long. It could work. They've just got to be playing off of each other really well.
Last player standing.
With only a satchel.
Satchel out.
Brim, yep, thank you. And I think that's as much as you're probably going to get this round. Unless... Hold.
I mean, this really isn't, yeah. No,
As
it's not a situation where he has the luxury to save.
Well, 12
Match
to
point.
10. This is... I think we were in this exact same situation on Sunset.
And you know what Ultimate is online right now for Akron?
Wee breach. Ugh, that could be a game changer or a game ender rather. They've got to be playing around that the entire time. Got to be playing around these ults because those not only do they define rounds, they can define entire games at the end of the day.
Fire! No!
And with the Razel going out all the way through Shower, doesn't find anyone though. So I mean, I consider that 1 ult down. You just got to be playing around this breach. And you just might have a chance of winning this.
Well, Skelis has got to pick onto PokeChamp, but
Oh.
Bugs and D10 are coming in with a force. Master still manages to land 1, down to 3 apiece. Last chance for the Broncos. They have the Seekers. They'll be able to get a heal onto their Rays. That's huge. That's a good reset. Seekers now going through.
Spike planted.
All of them go onto 1 player.
Time to hunt.
This Rolling Thunder is still there.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh, it's not heading.
Oh,
Oh, my
it's not
goodness,
there?
what a pick. No, Akron,
Oh,
excuse me. I mixed up. I mixed them
yeah.
up. It's still
Breach and
there,
Brim
but-
look very similar. I don't blame you.
There it is.
There's
Okay,
nothing.
but there's still a Bronco alive at a different angle. Oh,
just
but they
gotta
gotta make it
focus on
happen
taking him
now.
out. Oh.
Gotta make it happen now. You do not have time to play this slow. Go in, go in.
Okay.
Get the defuse.
And they have time. They have time. You played around the Rolling Thunder. So at this point, this is going to be about as even as you could potentially make it. If he held on to that ult, I think for like 5 seconds longer, and they tried to get on that plant and then they got bounced off, would have been game over. I think he used it a little bit too prematurely.
Rariana and Master. Oh my goodness.
I've been saying this. It is a staple. And although it's a little bit late, we're still seeing it. I think it's just a matter of how it gets used here. With it looks like 4 Broncos are going to be pushing up B long.
Rariana's, he's not,
boy.
you know,
This
he
could-
goes off of it. No, they move off. Bulldog and a rifle.
Unbelievable. I can't believe this.
Well, if they lose, now we know what to blame.
Mm-hmm.
Boise State is going to be coalescing as a team onto A. Everyone full sending. Might have one lurker. Okay, no.
I mean, with this like lurk all the way through U-Haul, we might be getting another Metal Gear Solid mission all the way through spawn. No one else to hold down this A side except for Viper on the watchtower.
Yeah, but they're all so close to the teleport as well that it's still either point.
Oh.
Send few, but that just might be a fake for those two.
I think that could be enough. If you hear 2 going through, that might be enough of a commitment that you might just want to hold down on this B site. I think Akron recognized this and are just going to continue holding down, try and get those players who went through the TP all the way back, and re-execute on A.
Go for the plant, but that's going to force out the rotation by Boise State.
Planted.
Boise State has this one showstopper.
The timer has been set. They've got to be able to push U-Haul, A short, all the way back to the... Is that Viper of lineups?
Moves
At
in
this
with
point...
Oh, no! Master!
Two trades, two trades.
And Damio, it's still doable. 3v3. Oh, that's...
You got to push this Viper and Showers, get this Arceus, and Borsi's holding down A short. If you can manage
Enough the
that.
wingman Skelesis are going to force the sky
no,
right at the
no! Out of bullets!
Oh my goodness.
Wait.
They got to move on there. They have enough time.
Last player
No!
standing.
No!
Not like this!
No, not like this! Not,
Not
like this!
like
Not like
this!
this! Yeah! Oh, Boise State with 300ths of a second! They get
Switching sides. Overtime.
I would like to point out my conspiracy theory. This exact thing happened 12 to 10 on Sunset, and I don't think that leaves a good impression in my little heart.
Well, things were different this time. Boise State has managed to force overtime at the narrowest of margins.
Okay.
I truly meant not like this. For the game to be decided by a breach molly.
It's always so evil when it gets decided by a molly. I always hate that. When there's a Viper just lining up all the way on from mid or from spawn, it's so evil. But unfortunately, it just happens to work out so consistently. A very similar situation to where we were before. We are in overtime now.
Oh, this is the lineup if I've ever seen one.
Dun, 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 dun. Gonna smoke off from Paul. With the mollies and the nades and the stuns, that's a lot of utility being used.
Nice molly. It's going to get some force. He's back a little. No damage gone, and Wingman can't plant. Dangerous. Oh,
Ooh,
nice. Double
saved.
peeked. Move out through. They're able to land a headshot. Oh, man. Boise State, though, is still...
Oh, no!
Spike
Okay,
down
these
A.
mollies are really getting on my
They're
nerves
getting
now.
a little egregious. I agree. Well, I mean, 2 Boise State players, 1 with the bomb. They do have the opportunity to try and use TP here, but they are going to commit.
Oh, they hit the plant. Nice, lands it. They're even keel now.
Here's and go through the TP. They know where both are. 1 behind triple, 1 pushing up shower. Uh-oh.
Okay.
Doesn't have any line or mollies, so he's got to play purely on mechanical skill alone.
Lands
Takes
it.
1.
He gets the flick with the headshot. The one tap, and Boise State is 1 away from claiming bind.
Switching sides.
Oh,
Match point.
my little heart.
Every fiber of my being right now is shaking. I felt completely numb for a few 5 seconds. I didn't feel anything.
Wow. He had to go for that re-peak again over and over because being in a 2v1 situation, it's not going to work. And man, what a flick and a half. Broncos now on defense with the one-way smoke to hold off a short. And 2 players holding down showers. Looks like we might get a little bit of a rotate over to B.
Boise State with 2 positioned up near the B teleporter. Cross angle held as Akron moves over to push through Fountain.
Both teams just waiting patiently. Preparing themselves with a blind here.
Move through,
Daimyo's
or no,
ready.
might
He's
swing
ready.
around. Is he
He's
ready?
off each
Yes,
other.
goes, tries to get the, oh, it's going to be a 2v2 trade, however.
Oof.
And Akron now has a possible route onto Ward B, but it's still 3v3. Might teleport to regroup or push onto A, 2 through short, 1 through showers.
30 seconds left.
Are they going to bait Mariana through the teleport? Keep watch over it. No, he's going to take the long route. Running out of time into Boise State holding. Showstopper, can they get it? Ooh, Shackles on out of there to survive. That is clutch. Skelicus lands the wallbang. Now it's 3v2. Dizzy thrown out for the side denial, but Pokachamp lands one onto Master. They got to get the plant down here. Oh no.
But it's Ray Rihanna who just stays alive and is going to secure it. You know, not the most climactic end, but at the end of the day, it's not about getting the pick that matters. You got to remember what you need to do in order to win a round. And in that case, it's just a matter of staying alive. Yep. Flex. Do your dance. That was scary. That was scary. And with that, we are going to be going to be game 3. We're going to be here for a little bit.
Yeah,
It's
we
okay.
are.
We'll get through this together.
We will.
We'll
For
get
those
through
of
this.
you who were hoping to see the Utah State game, I am so
sorry.
sorry.
So sorry. My heart
It's
goes
just-
out to you.
I mean, I'm glad for the Broncos. They're still alive in this tournament by a fingernail. Half of a fingernail, but they're still in there.
There's so much I want to say. Thing number 1, 0.03 of a second. 0.03 of a second.
That's what I mean. That was all that was separating the Broncos between that match ending right now. 0.03 of a second. That's a hummingbird flap away from losing. I would have been heartbroken after the rally that they made for it to be ended on just mollies.
It's just close call after close call. I mean, but at the end of the day, it doesn't matter how close the call is because you win the game. You win the entire game. My heart is not feeling like it's winning right now. It's okay. I'll get through this. But, man, I mean, with how close that last game is and how, I mean, I can only dread.
This is pretty unprecedented. I mean, by far the closest game we have had of Valorant this year, maybe for the whole program. I mean, this is so nail-biting. And I think it'll benefit everybody to get a drink of cool water, take a few breaths. Don't hyperventilate. We'll be back. It'll be all okay. Stay tuned.
Home is where you hang your hat, snuggle up, hide out. Home is when you're with the ones you love. It isn't just a place, it's a state of mind. At Idaho Central Credit Union, our home is Idaho. We grew up here, and we're proud to help more Idahoans with their home loan than any other financial institution. Idaho Central Credit Union. We believe home is where you make it.
We're going to build bridges and hospitals in a day. We're going to save families from disaster and feed those left in the cold. We invite you to join us. The next greatest generation is now.
Here are a couple lessons I've learned over the years. Friendships come in all shapes and sizes. And always buckle up. Seatbelts save lives. That's a rule we can all live by.
Once there was a traveler whose feet never left the ground. With only his mind as his map and his senses his compass, he raced into the great unknown. Armed only with the speed of legend. His trails he blazed, his rivals he played. Every sprint a blur. Every turn trusting his allies. In silence he raged and waged with quickening, sickening speed. His name a chant filling arenas. Because some heroes leave footprints, others an afterburn. Without conflict, there is no resolution. Without verses, there is no victory.
Welcome back to the Boise State Esports Arena. We have got a barn burner tonight. It is the LCQ for the NACE Star League. And Boise State, in spectacular fashion, in overtime on Bind, has tied up the match 1 apiece. So we head to the third and final stage to decide this. No scoreless ties. No draws here. One has to win, and one has to go home for the season. I'm your host, Jacob Palmer. I'm joined by Dalvin Starnes, calling all of the action for you here today. And my goodness, not even that it was decided in overtime, but again, that one round was decided by 0.03 of a second. 3% of a second. Boise State was able to defuse. That was one of the closest games I have ever seen.
But you know what's even closer? 1/100th of a second.
Don't do that to me, okay? I'm already fatigued enough as it
I'm
is.
just wondering
being that close.
How can we go higher from here? There was so many moments of just realization and just dread of just, is this actually going to work? Is this going to follow through? Are we going to be able to secure this round? Is this right click actually going to work? No, it's not. Is this actually going to, is this going to be enough time? Is this Molly going to kill me? Yes, it will.
Funny thing that Bree mentioned that Bind was favorite map of Boise State, so I think it's still their favorite, but just barely after that. Came out for them. They won it 14-12. Now they got to claim it in round 3, and I think we still got to remind them of Doc's keys to the game.
I think
because there were a few rounds that were decided by that, and that's to check your strats for every round, stay off of the copium, take out your one, and
check your angles, please.
Brought to you by Drop-In Gaming, the premier online platform for gamers who seek competition. Play your favorite games to win cash and prizes through free and paid entry matches and tournaments. Whether you're new to the scene or a seasoned veteran, Drop-In Gaming has the right games and competition for you.
Cannot be overemphasized. It's so Crucially important.
It didn't just cost Boise State, and it cost Akron during a round as well. And now we move on to Lotus. This doesn't surprise me one bit. Boise State loves their three-point stages, Haven or Lotus, whenever they're in rotation. So for it to go to this to decide it all.
Yeah. I'm a big fan of Lotus as well. I think it has a lot of just natural strengths to it, and also it's got funny little rotating doors that I like.
That don't blow your eardrums out now.
No,
that's a plus.
No, they don't. They don't blow your eardrums out anymore. They have a normal amount of volume
They
to
just
them.
place the good old ancient tempo WD-40 on it. Works wonders.
We just got to oil it up, and boom, chilling. I think that I think it's really interesting how these sites are played. I want to say I'm really hoping that we get to see another Neon here since we are playing Lotus.
Yeah, that is true. Skelesis does bring out that Neon. That's kind of been, you know, he brings out the Neon and the Gecko. Those are kind of off his 2 offhand picks that are comfort picks for him.
I think Gecko's a little bit more of an on pick now since Sky's been taken off of this pedestal. But yeah, Neon specifically, I'm a big fan of. On Lotus too, I think there's a lot of cool little lineups for the stuns and just like general gameplay loops that you can do when you're using ult. That just work really well, and also it's just really fun to play Neon. So.
It's also the interesting dynamic we see on Lotus is where just A is just kind of a black hole for all the util. Regardless of whether a team pushes through there or not, we see a ton of walls, smokes, and all other sorts of util being played. There it is, the Neon.
So, I mean, there's a couple
Master
things
with the chamber and Arceus as well.
There's a couple things that I really like here because usually the thing that you always expect when you're playing Lotus is a raise. And obviously, we are not immune to this from, you know, we are not immune to this right now.
So all of you who voted for Team B over Team A, you're feeling better right now, but it's still...
Best team to win that match, that's what I'm saying. What about Team C?
You know, that's the real question.
Exactly.
They're waiting in the wings to surprise us all.
Lotus here, 3-map site?
Yeah, there's 3 stages. There are 3 teams all of a sudden.
And who is that from the rafters? It's Fisher!
What is this, NACE or WWE? I don't know. No, thank goodness it's NACE.
Yeah.
Here we go. Ready to jump on in. The scenery is beautiful. The mood is tranquil. The game is anything but.
That's a good spot.
I cannot wait for what we have in store.
But you know what? We have gone the first 2 rounds without seeing a single op be brought out. We're finally going to see some sniping now with the 2 chambers.
Yeah, we're definitely going to be seeing some operating in progress. Well, I mean, in terms of this round specifically, I think Boise State is going to be baiting out whatever utility that they can on A and then going from there. So we are going to get an Omen Blind, Raised Nade. That's pretty much the standard. Potential Gecko, Molly as well.
Gecko off to the side, going to get someone with the Hawk. Dizzy goes out, gets a blind onto Skelesis. No one down, however. Very awkward dance around Rubble. Boise State now manages to trade out, brings it to a 4-on-2 advantage. The other 2 are rotating on in. Boise State has to beware of the flank. One person holding down A.
Holding behind sight. They get to 4.
Oh my goodness. What a collateral. And Arceus comes in with that Headhunter. Discounted and affordable again. And very deadly.
Oh, I thought playing a little risky there. Not sure if you need to be doing something like that, but he's going to be opening the door to tree with a little bit of a bait. Pretty much standard practice for most. But it is not expected for Daniel.
I mean, hey, in pistol round, this Headhunter might as well be an op. One that you can run with.
Headhunter is very dangerous.
But he gets the classic of all things. He's defusing, might be able to get a half stick. Is Boise State going to let him have it? Oh, he pulls it out the clutch. Someone found a way to make classic work.
I can't believe this. And more than that, he didn't even have to use the Headhunter.
Might have been out of bullets.
Looks like we're going to have a little bit of a pause.
No, maybe not.
Maybe. I don't know. We ball.
I have no idea.
But, I mean, a lot of things that could be said there. I think it's a little wild that he was able to take it back like that with such confidence. And like I said this at the very beginning of the stream, you need to have confidence when you're taking these picks. You can't go in with like the maybe I'll be able to take him out. You have to be like, okay, he's in that corner. I'm gonna peek that. I'm gonna be able to take him out. I'm gonna find the other one. Simple as that. You need to go in with all the confidence that you have.
Here we go. They were hovering over an Outlaw too, so
could be
a
interesting.
bit more punch than a Marshall, but a lot longer reload.
Yeah, I mean, on a site like Lotus, though, where there's like so much space between these long angles, I think it good more chance that you can get away with using an outlaw here, especially when you don't have to worry about any characters who push up super quick. Well, never mind, actually, there's a Neon and a Raze, but like outside of that, I think you're free to use these, and especially on a save round 2. And just like that, Neon is able to get all the way back. Well.
Rendezvous right out of there. Forces lands the first pick onto Skelesis. Shot landed with the Outlaw. Boise State's trying desperately to close the distance, but Pokechamp had a cross angle through Waterfall. That's very well played by the Zips. And Boise State doesn't have a plant. 2 members split.
Now, wait a second. How did he get up there?
I mean, I guess that Raze just held that angle and didn't peek out at all.
Well, I mean, I guess so. And, I mean, at this point...
This is Gecko aware.
What kind of awareness is that? What kind of awareness? What the?
The barrel of that Outlaw was just placed right up to his chest. And it's like, okay,
You're gonna die now.
I don't care how inaccurate this is non-scoped, accurate or inaccurate. I'm literally pressed up against your chest, against your heart. This is hitting.
And with that, we're going to be seeing 2 more Outlaws this round.
I never knew you could turn I never knew you could turn a sniper into a shotgun like that, but there we go.
Confidence is all you need. You peek that angle like that Gecko did, and you can get away with wonders. And it looks like Boise State's going to be trying to do whatever they can to push up this B side here. With the Viper wall to cover both B and A entrances. Could be a little bit awkward. Trying to clear any chamber trip in the way. And it looks like they have a pretty clear control of site. Going to get plant down. 2 holding outside of A could cause some problems. Unhomed
Line thrown out. They push some Utel Snakebite in there as a bit of a response. They got to watch 3 possible routes, and all 3 routes have one of the Akron Zips pushing through it. Through that door, nice peeking, trying to land. Oh, the shorty clutch! Boise State down on guns. They can just not afford to lose it, but they do.
I mean, if there's one character that the shorty is going to work on, it's going to be with Chamber, because he kind of has like... You know, back in ye old days of 2018 when Fortnite had a double shotgun meta?
Yes.
Chamber can kind of do that, where he shorties into his...
Chamber was in Fortnite?
No, well, Midas. But we don't need to talk about that. We need to talk about the shorty into the headhunter. Because it is a genuine strategy.
Yes,
it is a genuine strategy that does work, and it actually is pretty insane. For a save round, it can go... It can do wonders.
You had me lost for a good majority of the time there, but it rounded back.
Sometimes you just need to go on a little bit of a tangent to get your point across.
It all comes back, I swear. It all ropes together.
Fortnite. That's all you need. Well, I mean, gonna shoot whatever shots you can. Any chip damage worth taking here. Gonna get mollied off, but gonna push straight through. No fear, but... Now,
maybe they needed to have a little fear.
I need to clarify something. I know that.
What? Teleports back just in time, cancels it out.
Now I know I talked about earlier doing the stretch that no one would ever expect, but you need to also consider where that's going to leave you at, because if you decide to push through a Viper Molly plus smoke, you're probably not going to live. You're going to be vulnerable, and against someone that close to you, chances are not looking too great. So you need to have limits to the risks that you're taking.
Well, now the chips are down, and Op has been brought out onto the field. They do smoke it out. This is very far up the chamber to be pushing. Do they know he's there? He has to bring out the shorty, and Rendezvous back out. He wanted that ult point, but Boise State gets it instead. Although they do have to pay with a bit of health. Skelis is down to half.
With the door open, they don't see anyone there. They've left the spike and spawn. And Ririana able to get 1 pick on A and leaves Bugs on 1 shot.
Ground he has to give up. Ariana continuing to move forward. Damio gets one on to see if they can get the plant down, one of the most difficult sites to retake. That's a good one for Boise State to claim.
With 3 players on Whoa, wait a second, PokeChamp. PokeChamp.
Okay, wait, chill.
Okay, PokeChamp is going to continue his reign of terror. Takes out 3.
Are you kidding me? He is taking this all back by himself. Okay, gets the wall bang, but my goodness, PokeChamp almost took the entire point back by himself.
I mean, that game sense and that positioning, I think he did that as perfectly as one could possibly do. Very scary. Very, very scary.
You know, all these rounds are starting out just about the same way. Akron builds up a lead of like 4 or 5, and Boise State starts to rebound.
Yeah. I'm not sure why that is specifically. They haven't started on the same side each time, have they? I can't remember.
Boise State started on attack and bind.
Okay. And then Sunset, I believe they started defense.
Arceus lands the first shot with the op, and Skelesis finds one with his ult, picks up a double, and Damio also gets one. This round has been changed back. Akron now caught with just 2 stragglers. The point completely cleared out. Boise State could be looking at a win. They just got to play their cards right.
Well, with the chamber trip, gonna get smoked off. I'm gonna give. Wait, Vorsi's gonna take a Ray Rihanna.
Sick angle.
Still space.
Skelesis has this lined up with the tour de force. Oh my goodness! How did you even get that around?
Are you kidding me?
Pixel hits him in the shoulder.
Gonna get blinded off. Good. Do anything you can to keep him away. Both Akron players on site right now.
1 enemy remaining.
Okay, they land 1.
Vorsi's
Lands 2. Okay. I need to see that again, production. If you have the replay of just that one specific pick, I know it wasn't one of our picks, but that was mind-blowing.
Now, I know that in this game, if you are holding a closer angle, you are going to be putting yourself at more of a disadvantage. But, like, at the same time, holy. All right, looks like we're going to be getting the end of the game here. But if you're holding closer to a wall, you're going to be putting yourself in a disadvantage because then they can see your shoulder, but you can't see them. And I think that's kind of what happened here. But the spacing, the micrometers that he was able to peek himself to be able to take one player out.
I remember a previous game of Valorant, and this is a piece of it. This just shows how pixel perfect of a game this is. When an actual piece of advice a caster gave is don't reveal your ankles. I mean, in what other game would that be, you know, other than Valorant and other tactical shooters where it's just split seconds matter so much?
In these TAC FPSs, it's very, 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 it's all about like the reaction timing, and sometimes it just comes down to how much of you is currently visible on the screen.
I mean, you can say all you want about the sci-fi aesthetic and fictional characters and all, but Valorant and these TAC shooters, most realistic in how a gun works. You get hit once, maybe twice, you're out.
Unless it's a shorty, then you can get 17 shots to the body and still live.
Oh, we're going to see Thrash be brought out. Oh, nice high ground gained by Rariana. But it's only a 1-for-1 trade. Damio puts Broncos back into the lead. Showstopper doesn't hit anybody. Boise State has him down to 2. And we'll get a plant down on A.
Scares him with the showstopper so much by just simply booking it towards him. He has no choice but to try and launch it. But Neon's faster. One close drop and then one on the other side of this door. As soon as that gets opened, then everything. Well, oh no, I think he's just playing for an exit frag. Never mind. With 4 different players all holding inside of this tree, could definitely get a couple huge exit picks here. Takes 1, takes 2, PokeChamp. Takes 3.
My goodness. But there isn't enough time.
He's so scary. Jeez.
Boise State still gets it.
I mean,
Did you see their faces?
it's about margins, though.
Yep.
I mean, and in a situation like that where you're able to get 3 exit picks and live. Oh no, he did die, but still, even still, that is some wizardry.
So I'm looking over the stats, reviewing rounds 1 and 2. After round 7 and round 1 on Sunset, score was 4-3. On Bind, it was 4-2. These games are playing out so eerily like each other. And man, everyone's throwing it into A. Look at all the ground Skeletons is making up with the Neon. Oh, but it's D10 who finds him on the other half of the wall. Prestige trying to bring it back with the eliminations piling up for the Zips. Boise State down to 2. Both of them have the Omen teleport. Finds him with the dog around the corner. This wall is still up, and it'd be risky to push through because there might be someone holding down that sideline far, but
They
no one's
know
firing through.
They know Omen's still there.
A bit of dancing around the head, a jittery crosshair. Right when Boise State did not need it, thank you very much.
Well, with that, looks like he's going to TP all the way. Oh!
So he's
That's an
not
interesting
changing
spot.
up points, yeah. He wants to get the high ground on A.
Oh, no.
He makes
Why
sound.
did you make sound like that? You know that there's one still holding A. I understand the thought process behind it, is you have both players separated from each other. But at the same time, I think it's better that you don't expect them to come over to peek you. I think it's better if you, with no idea of where you are currently positioned, you need to play into that and you need to continue to be quiet until you can get that first pick down. Because then that's when you can do whatever you need to do. But it is still a 1v2 situation. You are at an active disadvantage if you're going to continue to keep making these sounds when you're trying to get onto site.
RQ's now back on an op. His push up, he likes to push up in mound when he has this op trying to catch him off guard, but there it's gone for him, taken away by Akron.
Doesn't get away with it this
taken
time.
away from Akron. Boise State is just going to be happy with the fact that they took out the opper and is going to move back or push on to either A or B.
What is this? What is this goofy lineup? Now, what is this?
This is
what am I looking at?
shenanigans.
What is this? Hold on
Okay, let's
second.
see how this works out.
Whoa! What? Oh, okay. Wait. You have volleyed your own player. I can't believe it. Was he just doing that? Was that an actual genuine lineup, or was that just an whatever? We'll try it.
Oh, look at this flank here. Both Vipers face now up against each other. Ruri on the lands and with a headshot. Now there's just one left. Akron, their Omen. Vorsies takes one, but Boise State trades it back. They're trying to get the plant. They will get the extra credits with that. And we're back within one round.
Goofy little lineups. Well, I mean, at this point, it looks like
Pokechamp's running away with it.
Oh, yeah,
in terms of the KDA.
absolutely. Pokechamp's has been an absolute demon.
The
All
fact
three
that
of
that
these
Viper's pit costs 9 isn't, he's not concerned about that fact at all.
That is no problem for him. He's able to pick up those, picks like pennies. I tried. I don't know.
You tried for the alliteration. I like the effort. I like the effort.
Yeah.
Who picks up pennies anymore? You don't even see those on the ground.
Children, when they see, I don't know. Maybe you like accidentally spill your change when you're like trying to cash out.
Who carries around change anymore?
Me.
Well, that little interesting tidbit about Dallin's wallet habits aside.
Don't talk about my wallet habits. You're gonna get me robbed. Don't do that. I only have like $3, please.
It's a bit of a hunting. Oh.
Okay.
Yeah,
know that he's behind. I think that's outlaw, or is that an op?
He spent the op last, so it might be an outlaw this time. Can't say for sure. Yep, it's an outlaw. Oh, nice blind! Beautifully played. A is cleared out.
That's teamwork right there. That's what family's all about.
It's the dream work.
Fast and furious.
Oh.
With two holding up heaven, it could be.
No, they're able to get one. It's just D10 left. He's pretty good though at picking up these quick ones. Yeah, he gets 2.
Rariana not gonna risk it. Just gonna throw that smoke down.
I mean, hey, this is to tie. They need this round pretty badly. Oh my.
Now that
is no fear.
And
Let him
still,
always be-
how did you live for that long? Well, Viper Pig gonna go down, and it is a 2v2. Both players holding an off angle on the spike.
They know time is on their side.
Remaining.
Okay, I'm down with it. Do another little jump peek. Little zoomy jump peek. Let's see
Last
it.
player standing.
Okay. They claim it. We're tied up again, 5.
And he's gonna get away because Neon is fast.
Go, go, go.
Go, go, go! I gotta show you my Neon impression later. It looks like this.
It wasn't truly genuine until you said it for the 14th time.
Yeah. You gotta go. Well, another operator, Arceus, is pretty reliant on these
This time
game.
he's not pushing up on C mid, though. He's got a bit of a longer sideline to work with.
Well, I mean, at this point, it looks like we're gonna get a pretty big C push.
Oh, no, he is pushing up.
Pushing up on B.
He likes pushing up with the op. Oh, he's going to move on the other side of the door and wait for Boise State to push through.
He's allowed to get away with it, though, because he does have the rendezvous.
That is true.
So he is permitted.
Yep, and there it
Takes
pays off for him right there.
Takes 2. Yep, takes 2. Takes 2. I don't think, I think we're missing another Dog's Keys, and that would be don't Eagle Peek the op.
Yeah, that's true. That was one of the originals.
It is something that cannot be understated. You don't do it. Just don't do it.
Oh, Bugs gets Skelesis. It won't disrupt the plant for Boise State.
4v2 situation, you got to try and get whatever pick you can here. Get
Oh,
one.
the Chamber wasn't even thinking, but the Omen is able to deduce his position.
And PokeChamp, unsurprisingly, able to take the last pick as well.
He's got to be stopped. He's too much of a menace.
He is dangerous.
Last round
Is it
in the
PokeChamp
half.
or PokeChamp?
Well, I would go Pokachamp.
See, I was thinking the same thing, but literally could just be PokeChamp.
Unless he's
There's
talking about the dish.
There's no accent on the E.
Like maybe he really likes his sushi bowls.
You can add an accent on the E, so either PokeChamp is lazy or it's PokeChamp, or
Could also be Pokechamp. That is true.
Yeah, it could just be PokeChamp, but also at the same time, there is Pokemon like Machamp. Interesting.
Okay, we're getting too deep into this rabbit hole here. Let's get back to the actual match. Also, Akron has so many ultimates. They're going to spend the first one. The Viper's Pit just takes C off the table. One shot rings out from the off. Boise State
breaks the door.
Gonna go in with the zappy fingers. It got 2 last time, but not this time. Bugs just mows him down through the narrow door. Damio takes out the Opper. Has to teleport on out of there. Gets
a little
the spike.
Dangerous to be using an ult like that when it's a 4v1, but I respect it.
And there's no other way for you to get the spike, though, because it was so far up in their territory.
Yeah, to be fair, but I think that there's some point where you need to recognize that the round is probably lost, considering the fact that, you know, Viper's Pit is on C, and it's also a 4v1. So you need to recognize how much utility you are willing to risk to attempt to win this round, and I don't know if an ult, albeit an Omen ult, was worth the risk. Because Omen ult is notoriously probably not the best one. Okay, or you can get them to waste an ult. Oh wait, no, it's last round, it's last round. I didn't even notice. Okay, all right. Bugs, one shot.
Well, you know what?
Left.
I didn't even notice it was last round. So everything that I just said, take it all back. It is completely warranted.
Yeah, you need to use it.
Switching sides.
Well, I mean, we just reached half. It's just like that. 7-5. Isn't that
I've
how
seen
the
this
mind?
score line
I've
before.
seen this before. Oh, I love this one. What do you mean? It's brand new.
No, this is a classic.
It's a classic.
What's a rerun? Because that is legitimately how they thought back then.
Yeah.
You've seen a show, why would you want to see it again? You've already seen it.
You've already seen it.
Erase that tape over new footage.
I mean, in terms of this,
they couldn't have predicted. Nowadays, I pull up the same 30-year-old infomercial on YouTube to watch the 20th time.
Baby back ribs. That's what it's all about. That's what those infomercials are all about.
Master, nice pick with the headhunter, puts Boise State into an early lead.
Well, with 2 holding down the C side, it seems pretty secure right now. And it's going to leave Akron in a little bit of a disadvantage.
Poison orb emitting.
With the orb and a wall prepared for if they potentially try to push B. Akron's going to have to try and push up this A. Managed to get to tree. And with 1 holding outside
Tries
B.
to find the chamber with the dog through B.
Still
land sight.
Still have 40 seconds left, so you have time. You have time
Makes
to be
eye
doing
contact.
this.
The call goes out on A and forces rotation by Akron back over to C.
But wait, C is not quite clear as it may initially seem. Ray Rihanna is there with a smoke and a prepared snake bite, I believe. Takes out 1. Yep, there's the snake bite. Gonna get blinded though. Got to move all the way back to chamber. Now,
Spots just the tip of his head. Hasn't lost any health though. Everyone from Boise State still has health to work with. Except Chamber, he's got a little bit of health taken off him, but
ouch.
Still around. Oh my goodness, what a well-timed dizzy right into the smoke. Boise State's trying to fire through it. You take a chunk of health off that get-go. Firing right over the shoulder of the Omen. And Boise's is still there, still alive. They don't check to the right. They run right through.
No fear. No fear sometimes. And Akron, despite being in a 5v3 going into this retake, comes out 2-0. How did it happen? Let's look at that again, please. What happened? What happened?
I think you're still going to be asking your questions. If there was a replay, they would have played it by now.
Yeah, I obviously so. But, like, at the same time, that was a 5v3. Was it really just all Vorsi's holding down that smoke like his life depended on it? Just able to consistently take out these picks?
Just didn't count on him still being in that smoke. They just walked right through.
Chekhov's gun. You can't be holding on to that angle long enough.
My goodness. Outlaw lands a hit onto Prestige to start out the round.
Going to be pushing a lot faster than we've seen in rounds before. Able to take it to a 5v3. Maybe we'll get a little deja vu. I'm thinking a little too hopefully right now.
Spike planted.
Yeah,
Last player.
you were thinking a bit too optimistically now. You put all the pressure on Damio to prove you wrong there.
I'm sorry, Damio, but at the same time, it was really funny. It was so funny to just look at you just like, oh.
You didn't even make it all the way over to their other head. You got taken out halfway through your readjustment.
We all have our moments like that,
The
though.
neuron was still firing. It just hadn't connected quite yet.
I would be telling one of the biggest lies if I said I've never done something like that before, so I get it. There are moments where it happens. It is okay. It's hard to consistently aim all the time. Sometimes argues with this outlaw over and over and over and over again. He's scary. He's scary with it.
Move around the one-way smoke.
Oh, what
nice
a
lineup. Collateral on mound. Boise State's back in the lead for this round, 4-3. But we saw how a 5-3 worked out for them 2 rounds ago, so still a lot of round to go.
There's nothing more magical than the power of communicating with your teammates and saying, all right, I'm going to do this and you're going to do that. Sound good? Sounds good.
Also, the fact that Pokachamp is still alive and lurking by himself is terrifying.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Take
him out.
That's terrifying. Nice job by Prestige. Headshot right onto him.
And with that, it looks like Akron's going to try and retake the C here again. With 50 seconds to go, though, so they can be a little lax if they please. There goes
Not
the
gonna get baited
wingman.
by the wingman. Arceus lands 1 shot with the headhunter. 3-2 left.
With the blind going down, he's going to get traded 1v2.
I'm still nervous. Yeah,
I'm still nervous too. Going to get TP'd away
out.
with the wall going down.
He is so low on health. Just 1 shot even in the ankles, but they get a headshot to boot. Would have done it.
It's scary. I mean, you cannot be taking the fact that you're going into a 2v1 like lightly. You need to consider the fact that even if he is as low as he is, there have been so many moments, and we've shown it time and time again, they can just come back. They have the ability to come back, and they do it over and over and over again. They're very scary.
So you're saying they always come back.
All right, I didn't mean for this to turn into a FNAF reference. I apologize.
You teed that up so high. That was a mile high. Everyone could see it.
My apologies. And it looks like Rariana is going to be pulling out a judge on this one. I'm a fan. I enjoy it.
I'm out of here.
We like it. We love it. But will it work?
That's the question. Now, it looks like Rariana's strategy at this point is just going to be holding down this A side here with the judge. I mean, I can understandably see it. Don't want to rotate too far. I don't know if he saw the other Viper hiding behind rubble, but it looks like the rest of Akron is going to be pushing up B.
Very crucial cornered around. The Viper wall is right there by the Broncos. Question is, will it be up? How long will it keep him at bay?
Rariana just going to be holding on the other side of this smoke. Doesn't look like Doesn't look like they're going to be pushing up this B here. They're just going to be waiting for the smoke to drop. Try and get a pick off that, and if nothing happens, it looks like they're kind of starting to rotate over to A.
Well, they still have plenty of time to work with.
With one still holding. They always have one guy lurking. Gotta have one. And just like that.
Monster on the loose.
Gecko.
Crash. Sends Boise State running and rotating over. Clear out the point. Nice headshot by Master. This definitely, I would call this a must-win round for the Broncos.
This is the moment.
Judge Gaming, here we go.
Judge Gaming, this is the moment we've been waiting for. Please.
That wasn't the moment we were waiting for.
Player standing.
2v1 here once again. Boise State with only prestige. Gonna get snake bited. Whoa!
Bombot to end it.
All right. So now I'm gonna come back to this addendum. It does work if you do push through a molly, but if you're pushing through it with an additional smoke, you do realize how much hampering that is going to do on your health. If you're just pushing straight through a molly, it is going to leave you at risk because you're going to be vulnerable. But if you can get your headshot in, you're set. But add a smoke to that, the loss of visibility as you try to push through, that's too much. That's too much. You can't do it when it's a double. But if it's either a molly or a snake bite, I think you can go for it. Just not both. Breaks the door. So now we've got a good hold from Master.
My goodness, that's a zippy raise using the double glass pack and a peek out around the corner. Damien
Right
tries
click.
to land the right click. It doesn't work. We have had this conversation before.
How many times do we need to say it? Doc, I would like to request another key get added to the Doc's keys to the game. Please. That being, right click is a lie. Don't trust the right click. It doesn't. Good job.
Oh, that's a, well, can't
Jump
follow
scare.
it up. Yeah, that was a true Valorant jump scare.
I still don't understand why it blinds with Gecko, but not with everyone else when you're spectating. It's interesting. Valorant should look into that. But in a 4v2, takes out one. But
He's doing the best he can, but he's just so outnumbered and doesn't have the time. This is the largest margin that Akron has been able to run up. These are starting to fall apart and bind, but there's still a chance.
I have learned though that like this is looking like a big difference, but Boise State has shown that they have the capability to come back on multiple occasions.
Master needs to deliver on this op. This is the big purchase he's been saving up for. He has to make it happen here.
I've been saving up my money for this up since last round.
I know I've caught a lot of rounds must win, but this is like underlined bold italicized must win.
Especially considering the fact that they have all bought up here.
Yep. Then they'll go into match point with nothing on the save. They'll have a save round on match point that'd just be too rough.
RC is not able to land a shot. Master isn't either, but he does see that there are multiple people trying to push up C site. Gonna try and reposition for that. Gonna continue holding on to that angle while it looks like Akron's gonna try and group back up, reassess the situation. with a hold from Rubble. Looks like they're going to try and push.
Oh,
Showstopper going out. Takes
Turns
one.
into a flank. Nice. Pokechamp evens it up. Vorsies also gets picking on the Prestige. 3 to 4.
And it looks like they might be trying to rotate back again.
Catch him in rotation.
But at this point, I think Boise State has recognized the strategies that Akron have been trying to pull over and over again, where they go into one site and then just like in the last 40 seconds are like, actually, we're going to the other site.
Well, it sure worked for them. They're up to a 5-point lead. Could end the game right here. It would have to be one of the most difficult rounds Boise State would face, not being able to purchase up.
Well, I mean, it is a 2v3, so it could be worse, but going into this when you're dealing with both a Thrash and
it's difficult to reclaim a site with the op if you don't know where they're coming through.
That's a really good angle, though. If you're going to try and defuse this, you just got to deal with the Thrash. Take out one with the Snake Bite. This is pretty well played. Still alive, by the way.
Okay, still trades.
All he has to do is hold this angle, and he's set. It all just came. Oh my! You want to know whose fault that was? I don't want to point out players, but Wingman, you can't be playing like that, man. You're giving them room to just defuse from the other side of the wall with no opportunity to try and peek it. You're just giving them a free defuse. That should not have been a round that they needed to win. But Wingman, that son of a gun, he kind of threw in the towel there. He threw the round.
Wingman's choking.
He's choking, man. I can't believe this. Well, I mean, at this point, that was a round that Boise State did absolutely need. So Akron is going to be trying to push up A here.
But they've won so many rounds in a row, they'll be able to repurchase, so it's kind of an out-of-the-frying-pan moment.
Yeah, I mean,
State's still facing a gauntlet.
It's not about the econ, though. It's about keeping up, you know, your wins at this point. You don't want to be risking any potential losses. So you got to be playing a little bit risky. Going to be playing this very slowly, a lot slower than usual. Going to break the door, push towards B. And with a blind out on Master, he could be left in a really unfortunate position. Viper pick going out as well. Going to give him the opportunity to plant Wingman.
Spike planted.
With a stun. They see one. Oh, a little bit of damage done, but not quite enough to take anyone out. Clear out smoke. I didn't even know that there was someone up there.
Yeah, that was a quick rotation over. Master trying to bring it back with the Headhunter, drops the Viper's pit, lands another good effort, but
a good effort.
Now, at this point, this is where you have to have a miracle.
5 rounds in a row. Not impossible. We've seen multiple times Boise State has defied what we can define as impossible in terms of these rounds, but this is on a whole different scale. This isn't just on a round-to-round. This is like a game-defining basis. This is a series-defining basis. And on a save, it's going to be difficult. So they're going to have to be doing that risky play once more. Once they see that there's one there.
Master took a shot, however, down to 26.
This is that risk they were talking about. Now we have 4 Boise State players all pushing through spawn.
Yeah, you gotta be unconventional. Nice. Face off for 1 at least. Skeleton trades 2 to 1.
Keep getting these trades.
Scout destroyed.
2 holding outside of this tree. Chamber could get away with it if
I
they
like
try
this
and push
positioning by Damio because they know Akron likes to rotate and change up points a good amount.
Ooh, Vorsies, though, able to take Prestige out. And with that, I think they believe that the flanks are all gone.
Oh yeah, monster on the loose.
Could get a free pick here on this Gecko if this wall goes down in time. There we go.
Spike down.
2v2.
Last player standing.
Just down to 1. Rariana, he has a rifle too. Oh, that's it! Are you kidding me? Boise State still staying in there, and they take an op back.
All right, and now suddenly it seems 20% less impossible.
Still 80% as impossible.
Well,
but
it used to be 100, so margins.
Glass half full. Wow.
Where's your hope? Where's your belief?
I'm just trying to temper my
I've seen them do the
expectation.
impossible. I've seen them do it.
No, but they got
3
almost
100ths of a
round.
second,
Oh my
lest we
goodness,
forget.
yes, that is true. And they forced Akron onto a save of all things.
And now at this point, it's going to be a chamber fight. I'm neither going to be taken out. Just going to be holding down the fort in the C lobby. Meanwhile, we get a little bit of a sneaky beaky Viper pushing up to say. Just playing for whatever pick you can, as per usual. Damage done on Vorsi is pretty substantial. And with the Viper's Pit being the only important ult.
Master's patience might pay off here. Ooh, nice first pick by Prestige. He's the one who's having to settle on a gun too, so he's kind of the weakest link, but he's gun-wise, not obviously not.
I understand what you mean.
Obviously not talent-wise.
Yep.
My goodness, that's a risky race, and it works out.
RSU is there to save Raze.
Well, they know how difficult of a retake C is.
And with that bomb down, you do have a Viper's Pit, and I'd highly suggest using that in this situation if you can.
If it's to decide the game, sure. Moving on in, Mariana.
You might not have another opportunity to use it, so you got to go for it. They know that D10 is low, but Vorsies is also there holding that angle.
One enemy remaining.
2v1.
Gotta take him out.
There we go.
40%.
40%. We just need 3 more. Still not halfway,
Just
though.
maybe.
Still
Still
not
not halfway, but I know that's what I was giggling about. We're one round for you saying, see, now it's more likely than not.
Man, yeah, I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's the fear of being on like the, you know, the game or the match point, I guess, or if it's just they simply have the ability to play better later into the rounds. But Boise State has continued time and time again to try and hold their ground as it gets into these late games.
They saved this Viper's Pit for a rainy day, so they'll be able to use it this next round. Get a few early picks, but oh, that's a great start onto Damio.
A very risky play from Ariana could work out. Gets 1, gets 2.
Oh my goodness.
Just like that.
Well, it's down to a 3v3 again.
Check your angles, please. I don't know why they're both just staring at the wall like that.
Akron doing a very familiar strategy, going back over to C.
Yeah, Viper Pit going down, so that's just going to be like the cue to, hey guys, it's time to go. It's time to go. Pack your things. We're moving to Seaside.
Well, they smoke off Waterfall.
And CT. Here comes the Tasmanian Devil, or Tiger. I think it's called Tasmanian Tiger. I think that's what it is actually officially referred to as.
These shots, could line up. Crosshair placement could come in clutch here. It almost gets away, and Vorsies peeks out around all jump scare-like. But they do get the spike carrier killed, so the plant doesn't go down quite yet.
Oh, and with a potential ult towards A, it is going to separate both of Akron's players temporarily.
Yeah, Boise State calls it out, though. If Boise State is quick enough, yeah, they can leverage a 2v1.
And with the Viper wall here, it is going to give them a huge advantage because they don't have to deal with that chamber just yet. They have isolated the Omen, so now all they need to do is clear this tree, and if they can do that, this is going to become a lot easier.
Oh, he's caught in Utah. He's caught in his smoke. What a play, and Rariana could end it on an ace here. Or do you have that's the ace! Boise State wins yet another.
60%, 60%. How does he keep getting closer and closer between these games?
This would be the comeback of the century. Wow. Boise State.
Like, I thought 3 100ths of a second couldn't be beat. What is this? You're telling me 5 rounds in a row with no opportunity to lose, they continue to keep clutching these rounds in like these
having to win
2v2, 2v1, 1v1 situations over and over and over again? Oh.
If they win, it's one of their most spectacular wins. If they lose, we'll talk about going out in a blaze of glory. Win or lose, this is one of the best performances we have seen from the Broncos.
This is one of the closest games I think we've seen thus far. D10 going to be holding a very close angle. Or tight angle, I suppose. Showstopper coming out, clearing the entirety of the A site.
Don't want to peek out around corner because that's where could fire it through. Orsies goes into plant. Smoke still up.
All the players are going to reconvene around CT. One goes drop. Oh. Gets blinded.
Oh, that was such a good dizzy.
D10 and Forces.
Great effort, but Akron had such a big lead. They managed to clutch it. Their Gecko comes through, blinds Boise State, and that'll do it for the NACE season in Valorant. But like I said, win or lose, probably one of the greatest performances we've ever seen.
I think it needs to be admired how many close calls there were this entire series. It's not, we're not just talking like, oh man, there was like 3 or 4. There was like upwards of 10, maybe 11 close calls this entire series.
I mean, that one match lasted near 3 hours. How long it was. Ooh. It could have gone to either team. And kudos to Akron for pulling out the win. You kept the Broncos on their feet. Had some very sick thrifties. I'm still thinking about the thrifties from Sunset, just how good they were on the Sheriffs. Definitely a formidable team. We wish you luck going forward in the NACE LCQs. Still not even, I mean, that's what we're seeing in LCQs. Man, that could be a very chaotic postseason.
One can only dream.
But for now, that will be the closeout for NACE Star League of Valorant. Due to how long this one, we weren't able to get to the Mountain West match, but considering how close this match was in and of itself and what a show it was, I doubt anyone will be complaining that much. We'll leave you with the top plays of the game, brought to you by the Idaho Army National Guard, who invites you to take your impressive critical thinking skills into real time. They have a multitude of jobs offering a $20,000 bonus and a degree of choice paid for, so you can reach out to them at iGuardIdaho on Instagram. That's going to do it for us tonight, though. Thank you for joining us, and enjoy your top 5 plays.
Or you can do something, you can do option number 3, which is push through spawn.
And Daniel just collects with a double. It still
doesn't have any line or mollies, so he's got to play purely on mechanical skill alone. Takes one.
What a play, and Rariana could end it on an ace here. Or do you have
That's the ace! Boise State wins yet another!
60%, 60%. And Diamond's got to get
nice swing,
Prestige.
it. Nice spray transfer. It's down to 1v1. Still an opportunity, but Bugs has the high ground. Moves in, spots his face, lands the headshot. Boise State. They got to move on there. They have enough time.
No, not like this.
No, not like this, not like this, not like this! Yeah!
Oh, Boise State!